my puppy dog is a solid 84 pounds.
Is that good?
She's a little heavier than she should be. Before...
Well, wasn't she underweight before? So I think it works out fine.
Yeah, no, it's like we're trying to find a happy medium because she was like 78 the last time she went to the vet, which was your birthday last year. And
yeah.
So she's gained like 6 pounds in the past year. And they were like, get her up to 80, like get her up a little bit because like it was at the point where you could like see her ribs. Barely, but you can see her ribs. She's always had troubles with that. Like she eats plenty, but you can like see her ribs. Now you can't, but she's now a few pounds overweight, so we gotta like bring down a little bit.
Oh my lord.
And my mom's like, we gotta find a happy medium. Yeah. I also think she's been feeding her more. I've been feeding her the same amount we were before. But also because of all the rain all year or all summer, I haven't been able to walk her as much. Because she hates the rain. It was real fun trying to get her to go out this morning. So, you know, that's just added bonus. But yeah, also, I had Mom bring up the fact that she's been breathing, I noticed her having difficulty breathing, and they said that everything sounded fine. It may be because of the extra weight. But otherwise, she's completely healthy. So, I have a healthy Bella dog.
Hi, time to get in the closet.
I brought up the, someone spilling chips all over the floor right after I cleaned it thing, and then, like, stepping on them and tracking them throughout the house, right, to my grandmother, and my grandmother just went, yeah, that was your mom, probably.
Who else would it be?
And then she was just like, seriously? I was like, yeah. And I was like, it's almost as bad as when I mopped the floor finally, and then someone spills coffee directly next to the coffee machine, literally 2 hours later. Like, and, like, it's a literal puddle. Like, you can see, like, it's a whole entire tile. Like, you see the tiles in my kitchen. They're pretty big tiles, and it's like the whole entire tile is just a puddle of,
Bestie,
like,
you think
dried
I
out.
remember what the tiles in your kitchen
Okay,
look like?
but it's like, it's a good chunk, like, 3 by 3 square, right?
Yes.
3 inches. And the whole entire thing is filled with a thick layer of coffee that's now dried out.
How the hell do you do that? That's like pouring a whole ass cup of coffee on the floor.
I know, right? 2 hours after I mopped. And I went, how do you not just grab a paper towel and clean it up? Like, and I freaked out, and then, I didn't say anything, but I purposely made an effort not to, like, purposely clean it, so my mom had to clean it. I was like, bitch, if you can't be a decent fucking human being, I'm not gonna clean up your messes. Thank you very much.
Yes. Leslie, I'm scared.
Why? Because more dyer?
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, what if I finish? Earlier, no, I was like, well, what if I finish Retribution today, and then I read what I need to read, and then next month, for my birthday, and this is coming out right after my birthday, I can reread the first one on Dyer again.
Oh my god.
Because I'm normal.
Don't worry. Just remember, the episode that goes out the day after your birthday is Jenica Snow.
I thought it was this one.
No, this one is this Friday. This Friday is the 1st.
Am I stupid? Do I not know how the calendar works?
Don't worry, I keep on forgetting. I never even, last episode was the Kraken episode. I never even, like, gave a rundown on what the next month's episodes are going to be, because one, we recorded it so early, and two, it's like, literally the 1st is a Friday. So, like, it's an issue where my brain didn't calculate that it was, like, a different month. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Assuming we're going to be doing this into next year, my birthday falls on a Friday next year, therefore there will be an episode on my birthday next year. Yes. What would it be?
I think my birthday also falls on a Friday next year. I remember us also recording on my birthday.
Jerica's birthday also falls on a Friday next year, and we're both turning 21 next year. As if we would go out and party, absolutely not.
Listen, I'll be turning 25.
As if I would get drunk, absolutely not.
I'll be turning 25.
Wow, Bessie, you're gonna be kind of old.
Bessie, you missed a good time up. I went live today.
Yes, and I saw it and I went back to sleep. And then I read.
Well, too bad. I was gonna name my pet bird in the game after you, but I guess not.
Wow, please do it. That'd be funny.
It's a red bird, and I literally, as soon as I picked it up, I went, as soon as I caught it in a net and picked it up, I went, I should name this game fish. And then I went, no, no, no.
You should. You really should. It'd be funny. It would
Oh,
be funny, hee hee.
yeah. Okay. I'll think about it. How much am I gonna keep this in? We never know. Hello,
I'm
welcome
gonna
to
cry.
welcome to Fish and Flower Podcast, where someone is gonna cry. I am Flower, aka Rose, and I have so many fun facts. I don't know which one to go with. I guess I'll go with like Notion. 'Cause like some psycho took over my body, and you know, everyone knows how like
It was no psycho. It was literally just you yourself. That's just you as a person, Bestie.
Like at the beginning of this year, I made a Google Sheets document of all the series I'm in the middle of, and then I saw someone. I think they go by Thrones of Pages on YouTube.
I can just hear the cat crying.
I'm sick. She in her most recent vlog, did stuff with her series tracker, and it was on Notion, and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool, and more organized and looks better than mine. What if I do that? And then I tried to find a template, but I couldn't find one I liked. So then I basically took together a bunch of parts that I enjoyed from multiple people's and then created my own. And so that's the whole thing. But also, like, after we record this, and I edit it, it's gonna be a fun 5-hour episode again. Please God, no. I don't got time for that.
It won't be as bad because you're leading it and not me.
True.
It would not be a good episode if I led it, honestly.
It'd just be you crying.
I feel like it'd be worse than the Whistler King, honestly.
I don't know. But after this, I'm going to make 2 other trackers. One.
Let's see.
I know. Hear me out. I told you about this last night, but you never replied.
I was ignoring everybody. I was having issues.
Okay. So one of them is going to be all the books that like I saved as like books that I'm intrigued by that I want to possibly read into a list, right? And the other one is all the ones for that, but for the podcast, and I'm going to separate them into erotica and then non-erotica. There's going to be 2 different, in the same document.
Why am I going to cry just from this information?
Anyways, I'm a psychotic
the way
person.
I'm asking myself if I took my medication today, I did. It's okay, I did. Why am I gonna cry? Yeah, listen. You got voice messages of me crying yesterday. You understand that there's something going on. I don't know what's going on, but you know there's something happening.
But yeah, that's what's happening with me. I'm being an organized person. Also, there's a calendar. I made a whole other separate calendar on top of the calendar I already had made of all the content that's gonna come out this year. Oh, Notion on my homepage. I
have a
normal.
question.
Yeah?
Am I technically ahead of you?
Technically,
in being prepared for the podcast?
Technically, yes, because you have pre-listened to or pre-read one of the books for October that I haven't read yet, but that's because I planned it for my September TBR.
Yeah, I've read 2 of them, and then...
You know what's really funny? And
then I'm about to read Iron Widow, that's 3.
Me too, I'm gonna read that tonight. You know what's really funny? Literally an hour before you sent me a voice message being like, oh my god, I just got my Hold of Cursed Bread in. I guess I'll read that. I got the hold, but I skipped my turn. So I think it skipped me and went right to you.
Yeah, I requested it, like, not long after you talked about it.
So, yeah.
Okay, really I think funny. I should introduce myself.
Yeah, you should do that. I shut up now.
My name... fucking hell. My name is Fish, aka Stingray, and, I'm brain. I'm considering this episode my birthday episode, even though the Jenica Snow one comes out the day after my birthday. I'm gonna be turning 20. Woo! I'm gonna kill myself. But my fun fact is last night. It fully set in. It fully sunk in. This is the most me thing to ever happen. Okay. The lighting used the lighting that is used when Sleep Token performs Vor is green. And now you're saying, okay, what does this have to do with anything? Vor is my favorite Sleep Token song. Green is my favorite color. But also, the third Mara Dyer book, The Retribution of Mara Dyer, is in fact green.
Excuse me, I don't know what that book is. That book is actually called Where the Fuck is Noah?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Noah? Where the fuck is he? As someone who read these books, oh, where the fuck is he?
You know, I think about that often. I wonder where he could have gone. I wonder where he was.
Me too. Me too.
I mean, if we read the Shaw Confessions, which I have the first one, and I'm supposed to read that because I pulled it out of my TBR jar. I imagine we get more details about that.
Listen, I talked about this in my vlog where I read the second and third book that someone has not watched.
Listen, I don't know why I haven't watched it. I really don't.
It's really funny. You know, I think you'd like it, Bestie.
I feel like I'm just worried about the emotional aspect of me having to see that. I'm normal.
Okay. Are you sure about that?
No.
Okay.
I literally just said my favorite Sleep Token song is Vor.
I don't know what
and
that
you're like,
means.
You don't know what Vor?
I've never listened to Sleep Token.
You don't know what Vor is, though, as a concept?
Oh, I know what Vor is as a concept. I was talking about the song.
That's what the song is about! Let me read you the lyrics, Bestie. We're about to get a dramatic reading of Vor by Sleep Token up in this bitch.
Oh, boy. Okay.
I need you to know the first verse I'm about to speak is screamed. Obviously. You have become the voice in my head. Only recourse we're left after death. Your viscera welcome me in. Welcome me in. My life is torn. My bones, they bleed. My metaphors fall short in the end. Your flesh and bone, welcome me in. Welcome me in. In parentheses, are you in pain like I am?
I'm counting all of that as your intro.
I just said cut it out.
No. I'll cut out maybe part of it, but I'm keeping at least the beginning of it.
What, my dramatic reading of the song?
Yeah.
That song is like 5.5 minutes long, and do you know how many times I've listened to that song? And it's very repetitive, I'm not gonna lie. I've listened to that song an unhealthy amount. Like, sometimes I just lay in bed for hours upon hours listening to it on repeat.
See, that's Taylor Swift with All Too Well 10-minute version, so.
Yeah, but that's not repetitive, so it's like different. Okay. I don't know how I have the tolerance for the song. I feel like people are really going to be concerned about my mental health now, and honestly,
I mean, if they weren't already, it's kind of their own fucking fault. So, welcome to the life of being a parent to gay fish. You just are worried. Just worried.
Yeah, my mom doesn't even think about it. She's like, okay. My mom's not even concerned.
I love how I'm more worried than your actual birth mother.
It checks out.
Yeah. That's valid. I do talk to you more than I talk to my actual mother.
I talk to you more than I talk to my actual mother.
We're so normal.
And she's technically home more now, so.
I love that for you. You must be having such a good time.
I know. I want to bash on
it. This is very much a stream of conscious podcast, very similar to how we talked about.
Who would have thought?
On today's episode, we have the whole entire Mara Dyer trilogy.
I'm not crying.
Somebody's
I'm
crying.
Okay.
Before we get
I'm gonna cry.
Okay. Before we get into, like, the actual, like, experience reading these books, I'm gonna try not to do, heavy, I say that, but, like,
listen.
Yeah.
Imagine you're about to talk about trigger warnings and stuff, right?
In a bit. I'm gonna talk about other stuff first.
Okay, I don't know. I was just asking.
I'm gonna do that.
But go ahead.
The first thing I was gonna do is talk about what the rest of the episodes for the month are gonna be. Next week is Primal by Jenica Snow. The week after that, we got Heartstopper Season 2, baby! Yes, we are on strike, but your internet mom Ash is the person who I've been following to keep up on date with the strike stuff. I mean, I follow her anyways on everything. But recently she posted just now she posted, like today or yesterday, her second video on Heartstopper Season 2. But when the first one came up, I was like, wait a second, I know you're following the strike, what is happening? And she got in contact with people who actually, like, work with the, representatives and whatnot, and, they have confirmed that, Heartstopper is not struck work. So, I think, despite the fact that it's a Netflix show, I think because it is, created by, British and everyone who, like, it's all very British, and this is the American Writers Guild of America and Actors Guild, so I assume that's
Are we
why.
surprised, though?
No. But I assume that's why. So therefore we get to watch season 2 of Heartstopper and do a whole episode on that.
And I'll have a breakdown, even worse than
Yes.
you did in season 1.
And then after that we got International Space Dating Agency book Maelstrom.
That's what that's about. I made the thingy for it already, but I completely forgot anything about it, what it looks like.
You were freaking out what it was because you saw the cover for the first time and it literally says intergalactic. It says on the cover, Maelstrom, Mermaids of Montana, Intergalactic Dating Agency, and you went, what the fuck?
Listen, I deleted all information about it out of my brain, so it's like alien mermaids. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, it's mermen from space come to Earth to date, to join a dating agency.
Where do you find these fucking books, Bessie?
Amazon recommended it to me.
Of course it fucking did!
Not my fault. I saw it on one day when I opened up my Kindle app, and I went, you know what, that's fucking hilarious. I gotta read it. But yeah, to repopulate, they need to have sex with female women, and so it straight up says in the synopsis something about gently wooing them and whatnot, so I think it's gonna be like Ice Planet Barbarians, but like, if it wasn't straight up heinous half the time. So, you know, sadly there will be no, alien alligator creatures, sadly.
Wow, we don't know that! We don't know that!
We don't know that, true. And then the last book for the month, or episode for the month, is Iron Widow.
Woo!
A book that we're both going to read by the end of this week, so it's fine. It's totally fine. Everything's fine. Anyways, on to content warning for Mardar. Okay, listen. There's a lot.
Literally everything ever to exist.
Murder, assault, sexual assault, rape, death, mental illness, forced institutionalization, kidnapping, animal death, animal cruelty, animal abuse, gaslighting, more murder, and then some more murder, weird magical powers, just Jude's whole entire character.
Body horror.
True, body horror. Jude's whole entire character.
Medical horror, whatever.
Yeah. Gore. Listen, could I look up all the ones for each book? Yes.
Yes, because there's so many more that we're missing.
Yeah,
the trigger warnings are thick.
Yeah. See, it only does like 3 per category for Storygraph with like the main ones, but I'm gonna go
open them up, Bestie. You gotta open them up for this.
We got mental illness, death, sexual assault, grief, animal cruelty, murder, panic attacks, such disorders, schizophrenia and psychosis, blood, child death, gun violence, sexual violence, kidnapping, animal death, suicidal thoughts, violence, injury detail, bullying, stalking, sexual harassment, ableism, body horror, cursing, drug use, gore, self-harm, suicide. Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Toxic relationship, medical trauma, death of parent, fire and fire injury. Let's see if there's more. That's just one category. One of them. We got vomit. I don't think there's any more in this one. Okay, that's just one of them. There's 2 other books. I would say, the first one I read September of last year for someone's birthday. I wonder who that was.
I don't know.
And then I read the second and third one beginning of August. There we go. That's this month. August. No, wait. It was last month. Was it?
I don't know, bitch.
No, it was this month. It was this month. Remember, because I was trying to finish it as soon as possible before I went to Besties and all that fun stuff. And I basically read it in like 2 days. Like I read the second and third book in like 2.5
you
days.
should.
Like I was up until 1 a.m. one of the days. Like I have not, like the meme of like staying up until 1 a.m. to finish a book. Like I haven't been like that since like 2020. Until Mara Dyer fucking took me back in.
I wonder why. I don't read bad books.
First and third
You
book
love
I
me.
rated 4.5 stars. Second book I rated 5 stars, which is really funny because usually middle books in series are my least favorite. Let's see if there's any more in this one. Oh, we got Torture. I don't know if I brought up Torture, but Torture's one. This one's the one with all the self-harm. Yeah.
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 I'm okay.
Let's see what is up with Where the Fuck is Noah Shaw? That is actually the new name of that book. We don't need to talk about it.
Well, I can't even remember his full fucking name because he has 2 middle names. You should have used his full name for that. That would have been so funny.
Like dude, I don't remember he's British 98% of the time.
I know.
I love how for the third one, the 3 most important ones apparently are murder, self-harm, and death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Mar literally does cut something out of that.
yeah, that happens.
That's the part I just read.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember reading that and being like, what the fuck is happening to you? Oh, racism. I forgot about the racism. With the India stuff. Good times.
That's gonna go viral. If people haven't read Mara Dyer, then they hear that, they're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So, you may be wondering, what happens in The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer?
Wait, hold on. I need to reiterate the fact this is my favorite trilogy of all time. In fact, I haven't read that many trilogies or series, so if I had to rank all those series and trilogies I've read together, this would be at the very top of the list, surpassing Percy Jackson.
Dude, imagine not reading many series. Anyways.
Think about how crazy of a sentence that is, okay? Percy Jackson was my first series I ever loved, my first fandom. Insane that Mara Dyer can surpass that, correct? Honestly, I love The Wicker King, but every once in a while, I feel like I could rank Mara Dyer above The Wicker King.
That is straight up heinous. Who
I know.
are you?
Listen, these books are so personal to me. Please be concerned about my well-being.
I will be.
Just please be concerned.
I'm more concerned.
I'm okay, I think.
I'm more concerned that multiple people told me not to read the series because, like, they were like, it's a lot of mixed thoughts about the series, right? And so a lot of people were like, it's not worth it. And then me, knowing you, telling me to read it, knowing this is like in the beginning of our friendship. Like, we didn't really become friends until May of last year. So, like, what? May, June, July, August. So 5 months, not even 6 months into our friendship. And you already knew a bitch, aka me, loves, like, female main characters who straight up murder people.
Mara Dyer is, in fact, my favorite murderer. I love how I have a list of my favorite murderers and my favorite arsonists.
My list goes Mara Dyer, and then Percy Jackson, because sometimes you just remember that he killed, like, 7,000 people, and you have to be like, is he okay?
Yeah.
Does he need help?
No. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. It's okay, because no matter what, Hera cannot stop him. He will always remember that Ares is a bitch.
As he should.
Oh, my goodness. So, the story of Mara Dyer starts with, I'm reading off of...
Hold on.
Okay.
One more thing. These, like I said before, these books are very personal to me. I relate very deeply to them.
Not about the murder.
Not about the murder! For the love of God! I do not plan to harm anybody, nor do I like harming people. Have I ever, yes, I've accidentally harmed people. That's just the fact of life. But I've never intentionally wanted to harm anybody or derive pleasure from harming people. And my one last question before we dive in.
Mhm.
Do you view me differently now? Especially after reading the evolution of Mara Dyer. And do you understand me better as a person?
I was gonna say I don't view you differently, but I definitely understand you better. And also I question some very important things, like why the fuck were you reading the sex scene when you were a literal child?
Yeah,
Like,
I read it when I was 16 for the first time, for sure.
literally brought
It
it
was right
up.
after my grandpa died. Like, my
I
grandpa died, we moved into his house, and then I went to the library, and I finally picked up these bitches, and I ate them up so fast.
Valid. So no. I remember in my vlog I brought up the fact that, like, why were you reading that as a literal child? It is a whole entire
And
chapter.
I need you to know that I related to it, especially then as well.
Yeah. But I was like,
I feel like that changes it for that fact right there changes a lot of things too. Like I cried so hard after I read it because I was like, wow, I've never felt so fucking seen in anything ever.
mm.
Like it was fucking concerning.
Okay, you ready to recap these 3 books and try not to make this episode 3 hours long?
Sure.
Alright. So, I will say that the first and second one I am doing off of, the Recaptain's website that I usually do for these, sometimes when I can find them. Just learned recently that they have an Iron Widow one. I also realized when looking at that page that Iron Widow, very character based, being as the page for that half as long as the first Mardar
Hell
book.
yeah.
So, love that for us. But yeah, no, I'm going. It's been like over a year since I've read. No, not over a year, but it's been about a year since I read the first one, and it's been about a month since I read the second and third. So
The last time I read the first one was last year for my birthday, and then I tried to reread the Evolution of Mardar. It took me a few months. Like I finished it in December. I read half of it, then I had a breakdown during one of the chapters, specifically because during a Mara and Noah conversation, I had a literal fucking breakdown. Like it was bad. And then I finished the book a few months later. And then I've been trying to read The Retribution ever since. Excuse me, Where the Fuck is Noah ever since. And I've just been having so many issues with it, and I don't know why. And it was so sad because this is like we understand. I like the fucking books.
really,
But I'm doing it! I'm halfway through! I'm fucking doing it! Thank you.
You're welcome. I see that.
Because these books are written about me, besides the fact it's for Noah Shaw, maybe once, I'd try it.
I'm sick.
It's Noah Shaw! Are you surprised?
No, I also have to bring up the fact that one of my favorite book series is very similar to this book, like very similar vibes and character interactions and whatnot. For when I was around the same age as you were when you read this book for the first time, so this book is very much like that, but more murder, and therefore the perfect me book.
More trauma? Question mark?
Oh yeah, the perfect me book. Anyways, the first one starts with us learning from a note from Mara Dyer claiming that that's not her real name and her lawyer told her to choose a nickname, and that she is blamed for some murders. She is at her best friend's birthday party, Rachel, and then also there is Claire, Rachel's new best friend, who Mara hates.
Boo!
And they're all playing with a Ouija board. Rachel...
I need to... Listen, hold on. No. Mm-hmm. The fact that it starts with them playing with a fucking Ouija board with candles and everything, absolutely perfect. Absolutely the most tone-setting thing I've ever fucking read. Thank you.
I'm just gonna quote what this exactly says for this. So... That never ends well. Rachel asks how she will die, and the board spells murder and Mara. Oops! That's literally what this website says.
Oops!
6 months later, Mara wakes up in a hospital bed, where her parents tell her she's been in an accident.
We also learned that Mara does not like needles. Hello.
Yeah, same. She was in an old building, which was also an asylum, that collapsed and killed Rachel, Claire.
I'm sorry, I just thought about the irony of the fact this all started with an asylum and a Ouija board.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
So, Mara is the only survivor. The people who died were Rachel, Claire, and Claire's brother, who also happens to be Mara's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend,
Boo!
Jude. I would like everyone to know that Jude is the top of the fuck this person list. Like, this person, we will actually send them directly into this.
We would Mara Dyer them if we were Mara Dyers.
Yes. So, Mara has an older brother named Daniel and a younger brother named Joseph, and the whole family moved to Florida, to get away. Her mother is some type of psychologist. I have thoughts and opinions about her.
Me too.
Good. So, her mother's like, listen, you have PTSD and trauma. We should just, like, completely pick you up and move you to a completely different area.
Yeah, because that helps.
Yeah, no, right? And her father is some type of lawyer. At her new school, Mara pretty early on meets bad boy Noah Shaw.
But also, we should realize the fact the first time she's there, she literally has a hallucination.
Yes.
And that's why she sees him, because she's, like, outside of everything, and, like, yeah.
Yeah. No,
if I'm remembering correctly. It's been a year since I read this book.
I'm getting to it. It's actually in the notes. Shush.
Listen.
She also meets this mean girl named Anna, and then also the gay best friend Jamie.
Hell yeah, Jamie! I love Jamie. I love her so much.
In her first class, she hallucinates and falls, causing her nose to bleed. She goes to clean it up, but doesn't see herself in the mirror. But sees Claire in the mirror as her reflection. So later that morning, she hears Jude's laugh and sees him as well. Cough, cough. And I quote this website again. This is getting creepy.
Yeah, I would say yeah. I would in fact agree with the fact that my daughter is in fact a little bit creepy. It's a little concerning, I don't know. That's why I love it. It's so good. Okay, it's so good.
Okay.
It's so fucking
oh my god. She's watching a news report on TV and sees that they found the bodies of Rachel and Claire, but they were unable to find Jude. But actually, that's a hallucination. And the actual news report is that there's a girl has gone missing named Jordana. There's like a lot of missing kids right now in this area. It's important. So, the next day in class, and I
Don't you love when you hallucinate the news?
Yes. And I quote, the next day in class, Noah and Mara fall in insta-love/hate. Good times.
I wouldn't describe it as insta-love. I feel like insta-lust, yeah, but insta-infatuation.
Yes. In a flashback, Jude and Noah? What? No. Jude and Mara are ready to go to the asylum. I really want...
That would be a different universe, for sure.
Listen,
maybe an alternate timeline. Maybe in, like, video online. I don't know.
Listen, I want Michelle Hopkins, is that her name, to write a version where after he knows everything about Mara's past and whatnot, Noah runs into Jude when Jude tries to kidnap her the second one, right? And instead, he runs into Noah, and then Noah just fucking bodies a bitch. Okay, I want to read that version.
He would do it too. He would make sure the job was done.
He was 100% ready to kill this bitch at any moment. Like, we love an icon.
I feel like he would do it like very involved too. He wouldn't take it easy. He would be very involved with it.
Hear me out.
He would draw it out.
Hear me out. Get you a man who respects your boundaries and kills your abuser. You know, like.
Yeah. Or get you a man that's very protective and that respects your boundaries and then encourages you and says it's okay when you kill your abusers.
That also, yep. Just all around a great
because
time.
You don't need a man to save you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mara finds an abused dog and wants to save it, but the owner nearly beats her up over it. She thinks about what it would be like if he would die. Uh, so she goes back to the house after school one day, and she finds out the man has died exactly the way she imagined it. And I quote this
Lol.
website, dun dun dun.
No, they're so real for that.
Oh,
It's when it feels like that too. You're like, what the fuck?
quick question.
You're like, who? You're like, what?
Quick question. Am I, in my sleep, actually the one writing these for this website? Because, like, um, so the
I wouldn't be surprised.
police find Mara and ask her some questions, after which she overhears that they're going to kill the dog, basically, yeah. So
Boo.
naturally she sneaks in and steals it before they notice. I love the added so naturally.
As she should.
Then she runs into Noah again, and he takes her to take the dog to
The way
vet.
she just casually runs through Noah there, it's like,
Yeah.
sure, bestie, sure.
They run into each other. Noah's like, hey, I know this vet. The vet, his stepmom. And
I love he's like, yeah, I know a vet. It's fine. I got it. Like,
yeah, and they name the dog Mabel.
yes.
So we have another flashback showing Mara and Jude arriving at the asylum. It also shows that Mara and Jude are in some sort of relationship, and that Mara doesn't want to kiss him.
Boo.
But he doesn't take rejection very well. I'm just reading this to him. He's just getting lovely.
Square up, Jude. Square up, motherfucker!
I'm dying. And I quote this website. Mara doesn't want to kiss him, but he doesn't take rejection very well. He's just getting lovelier. They get in through the basement. Apparently, Mara only went along to win Rachel back. Yep, that's that whole entire bullet point.
Anyways, Mara was so real in her thought process. Because I would have done the same thing.
Noah asks Mara out. She refuses. But then he nearly kisses her.
In the school bathroom! In the ladies' bathroom!
And then the missing girl, Jordana, has officially...
The only reason that he doesn't is because they get interrupted.
Yeah. The missing girl, Jordana, officially murdered, and eaten by alligators. Daniel and Mara...
Sure, that's what happened. I don't know what actually happened. I'm not kidding that.
Daniel and Mara get home. They find out that their dad is defending Jordana's murderer, Leon Lassiter. Okay. In trial...
I'm not gonna lie, I really still don't fully understand that part of the storyline. I know it's probably important because everything is important in this book. There's nothing that's not important in these books. I just don't understand where it connects, personally. I mean, I do, but I don't. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I understand it sets up for something else, but, like, I feel like there's a little bit more to it than what I'm picking up.
Okay.
Or am I crazy?
I think there's more to it, but also there's a little parts of it that were, like, hinted that this is supposed to be something important or something like that, and I would not pick together how things were connected. I was like, okay, cool. They're connected? Got it. Do I understand how?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Later, they get ready to go to a party together, but Mara sees Claire in the mirror again. She decides to wear her grandmother's earrings to the party. Parentheses, this is important.
Well, I mean, she wears, like, her mother's clothes and her grandmother's earrings, and yeah.
Mara leaves the party almost immediately. Same. When she comes
because
home...
she sees Noah talking and, like, laughing, and she's like, oh my god, he's laughing at me, but... It's so... I have to... Like, I gotta go. Oh, so the vibes of parties, like, when parties like this, when they're written in books like this, they sound so nice, just because of the atmosphere, and I know there's, like, lights and stuff, and I just feel like it fits the vibe of the whole thing so well, even though it doesn't, if you think about it deeply. But, like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
No.
I feel like there's always, like, a club scene with a lot of, like, lights and stuff, or, like, a party with, like, lots of lights and, like, spooky books to, like, break it up a little bit. And just imagine Mara Dyer in, like, blue and purple and green lights, and tell me that's not so Mara Dyer coded.
Alright.
I'm normal. Someone will know what I mean. Someone out there will understand my thought process.
Okay, quote this, she comes home, the entire hallway is different, the doors and pictures are on the other side of the wall, WTF, when she looks again, everything is back to normal, when she gets to her room, a box of stuff is in the middle, with a picture of Rachel. She goes to take a bath, but doesn't remember turning off a faucet, when she goes back to bath, is overflowing, her earrings are at the bottom of the tub, when she tries to get them, she burns her arm, and I quote, WTF. Later, she finds out that her earrings have been in her ears the entire time.
Yes.
Obviously, Mara's mother's making her see a psychiatrist, and
I would like everyone to know the first time you read this, you're like, what the fuck is going on? And it feels like a fever dream.
yes.
And even when you reread it, it feels that way. So, I love it.
At school, Anna steals her sketchbook, which has a drawing of Noah, and Noah gets it back for her. In return, in payment for returning her sketchbook that someone else stole, he makes her go out on a date with him. And I quote, fun time again when Mara thinks she sees maggots in her food, and then Jude behind her.
I do that all the time. That was so personal to me. When I read that for the first time, I was like, oh, me. That's so me. She's so real. I'm okay. I'm like, I do that all the time.
Okay. Noah picks Mara up for the date. They go to his ginormous mansion of a house. I don't know why I said it like that.
I don't know. You said museum.
So, yeah, his dad's like super rich. I've thoughts and opinions about his dad.
I also have thoughts about his motherfucking dad.
Yeah. So the dog Maple is now scared of Mara. Noah then tells her the story of how his real mother was stabbed at a protest and he was there with her. You know, healthy,
that's crazy.
Healthy things. They go out for dinner and Mara sees Jude again. Then they go to a gallery and Mara gets another flashback where they enter the asylum and Jude thinks that's a perfect place to make out. Real life Mara.
Yeah, because that's just a perfectly normal place to want to make out in and like.
Yeah. In real life, Mara faints and it turns out
I would totally make out with someone in a fucking asylum. Like, be so serious. Like, hello?
That's very, you know, Jack and August coded, you know.
I have no idea what you said because it cut out for like a good 30 seconds.
Wow. I guess you never get to hear my Wicker King joke then. We love it. I made a funny, Wicker King joke. That's what you missed.
What?
I made a funny Wicker King joke. That's what you missed.
Oh, you gotta make it again.
I said, the making out in the asylum is very Jack and August coded.
Stop.
So yeah, in real life, Mara faints, and it turns out Noah already knew what happened to her because he asked Daniel. A little weird. Don't know how I feel about that. Still, it's fine. Noah and Mara.
Yeah, the fact that they're quote unquote friends is weird.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Noah and Mara go to school together, acting like a couple, and everyone hates Mara for it. Dude, that's so much like Project Paper Doll. You don't understand. It's time for exams, and Mara.
Well, I guess it makes sense because he's like a quote unquote player, and he sleeps with all these people, blah 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 blah. But like she's different. They're like, why is she different?
I know, right? So there's apparently this really cruel Spanish teacher. And there's exam time. She talks back to her in perfect Spanish though. And so the teacher's like, get the fuck out. Kicks her out. But Jamie recorded the whole thing because it's apparently a thing where everyone in the school just fucking sucks. So in case she tries to be like...
Besides Jamie.
Yeah.
For real. And Noah.
Yeah. In case the teacher tries to fail her because she didn't speak Spanish, she like has a recording of proof that like she spoke Spanish fluently, so fuck you. Jamie tells a story about how Noah used Jamie's sister because Jamie went out with Noah's... No, this is written weird. Yeah, Noah used Jamie's sister. Then Jamie sticks up for Mara to Anna, the mean girl, and her pet Aiden. Thank you.
I mean, what else would he be? He's just Ken for real.
Yeah. And then they get Jamie expelled. Noah beats up Aiden. Mara goes to the doctor.
Real.
Mara goes to the doctor because of her burned arm from the, bath thing. She had it in, like, a cast and whatnot, and it turns out it has completely healed. Mara gets an F in Spanish, in which is the teacher would choke on her own tug. Then when Mara gets to the Spanish classroom, it turns out that is exactly what happened. We
What?
find out.
I was checking my emails.
Oh,
I got a spirit box from. I got an email from Spirit Box. Okay, I had to check.
The French teacher choked on her own tug. Was it Mara's doing?
Yep.
Because Mara thought that exact same thing. Mara has not been taking the pills she's supposed to be taking.
Real.
Oh my god. Okay, and I'm gonna quote this bullet point. Are you ready for shit to hit the fan? Joseph is supposed to be at a friend's house, but then Noah shows up at Mara's house saying he isn't there and that they need to go find him. Apparently someone took him. They go to the Everglades, a swamp where there's alligators. Lovely. That was a whole bullet point.
Hold on. Okay, it's always explained that Mara's parents are very on top of them, and especially on her, but, like, as a whole, they always know where their fucking kids are. So the fact that her mother did not know where Joseph, her fucking baby, was when he was supposed to be here, but someone else said he was here, but he was actually here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I got thoughts on that.
I don't like Mara's parents.
I don't like Mara's mother at all. Yeah, they cross the swamp and alligators try to attack them. But apparently Mara fights them with her mind. She wishes them away, and later we find out that they died as well. That's a literal quote. They arrive at a couple of sheds and find Joseph and one of them tied up. They take him and run. Nobody remembers after it happened. Yeah. So it has probably been another. Okay, it's hinted that this is another hallucination. It's not.
Hold on.
Yeah.
She knows it's not. She knows it's not because in the process of all this, her shoulder gets dislocated, and Noah had to, like, they drove for a while, and then they had to stop, and on the side of the road, Noah put her shoulder back into its socket, and her shoulder still hurt afterwards, obviously. When she woke up, her shoulder was still hurting, and that's how she knew it was real. I'm sorry, just imagine a British Noah Shaw being like, yeah, I can do it. I can put your shoulder back into place, but it's gonna really hurt really bad. And then, like, him, like, just imagine that in his little British accent.
In another flashback, Jude wants to have some fun times in this island, some sexy times. Mara's like,
Jude, hear me out. Jude, kill yourself.
So he tries to rape her, and she wishes him dead. For obvious fucking reasons. Hear me out. I'm just gonna say it. Every person Mara kills, other than Rachel, but even Rachel possibly.
That was an accident, though, so...
Yeah, it was an accident. Also, it's hinted that may not have actually been her who killed Claire and Rachel. Other than the two of them, everyone she kills is completely valid. Yeah, so she wishes him dead, and then the whole entire building collapses, which is how everyone died. So Mara decides she needs to remember what exactly happened that day, and Mara takes her to a hypnotist, / some kind of...
Mara takes herself to a hypnotist?
Noah takes her. The priest acts very rude and obviously wants her to go away. Clearly he knows more about what's happening to her. Noah pays him because he's rich, and the priest then gives Mara some weird drink to help her remember. She wakes up in Noah's
chicken
bed.
blood. She heard them kill the chicken, and she's like, oh, God.
Yeah. So she passes out, and then wakes up in Noah's bed. Then they make out.
Naked!
Yeah, and then they make out, but while they're going at it, Noah's lips turn blue, and he's dying, and she realizes she's the one who killed all those people, and for a second, she has killed Noah too. And then he wakes up as though nothing happened. And to quote this, and what the fuck?
Yeah.
According to Noah,
I think that sums it up pretty well.
According to Noah, they didn't kiss, but just fell asleep together. Okay, Noah. Mara tells him everything that's been happening to her, and he says that he heard her before they met.
Stop! Don't remind me about that. Oh my God.
Yeah. He explains that he's seen two others before, and they have both died because he didn't get to them in time. He also saw someone with a Rolex take Joseph, but they saved him in time, so the hallucination the whole, like, her thinking it was possibly a hallucination. No, it wasn't. Noah says that he thinks he can heal people, that he healed Mara's arm, and that he can hear everyone's physical reactions. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I should reread the first one. Hear me out.
Yeah. We can do it next month together.
That's so us. The next day, Noah and Mara tried to go back to the priest, but his house has disappeared. And I quote, because nothing makes sense in this damn book.
Yes, it's true. But the last conversation in his house in this room, is that, I can't remember. Do you remember? Is that when they have the conversation about Noah and his issues? And the fact that he would wake up and then there would be, like, no trace of anything occurring. Is that when we have that conversation? Do you know?
I do not know.
Can I go ahead and just say the things then? Because I don't remember when it happens.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so basically at some point they have a conversation. I'm pretty sure it's in Noah's room, okay? Listen. It's been a year since I read the book, okay? And they have a conversation, right, and it has to do with the fact of how he can heal. And he figured it out, first off, because he could heal himself, right? So it went down, and he basically explained how anything that you could do, he's trying to self-harm, any drug, anything he could have done to hurt himself, he's tried it, and then he would just wake up, and there would be no trace of it whatsoever. And I'm so normal. I'm so fucking normal.
Yeah. So, they go to the zoo, and Noah wants her to kill some insects, but she's like, I don't want to kill anything. I think it's, like, basically a thing to, like, prove that she has powers and whatnot. Because, like, before this, you could be like, well, it's technically a coincidence. We don't have proof, but, like, this is him, like, proving to her that she has powers. So, like, he forces her...
Gotta test the hypothesis.
I know. He forces her...
I'm pretty sure that's some part of the conversation they have.
Yeah. She feels threatened, and I quote, so naturally she kills everything in the shed. Yeah. How did the becoming of Mara Dyer end? That's the end of the bullet point. So we got paragraphs about how it ended. Noah takes Mara out of school because something is happening to her father's case. Pictures show that Jordana was murdered near the sheds where they found Joseph. Also, Leon Lester, her father's client, was seen wearing a Rolex, which means he took Joseph. But, like, how could he take Joseph? Because, like, he's being watched by the police and whatnot because they think he murdered this person. Even if he's, like, not in prison because he posted bail, like, they would have him closely watched for obvious reasons. Mara's father was trying to drop the case to spare Mara, which made the Laster kidnap Joseph. Laster is about to get out of jail, so they rush to the courthouse, but it turns out they're too late, and he's already gone. Mara decides that she wants to kill him for hurting her family. When she sees him, she is at the verge of mentally shooting him when Jordana Palmer's mother shoots at Lassiter. Only she doesn't hit him, but Mara's father. Mara's dad is in the hospital, and Mara decides she has to turn herself in. She had to be punished for murdering all these people. But when she arrives at that police station, she doesn't get to talk to them because, and I quote, this is all in all caps. Okay, the sentences, the rest of the sentence. Jude shows up, and he is alive and real, and oh my god, what even?
That's how I feel. That is exactly how I feel. That sentence is so correct.
That is exactly how this whole entire document ends.
I need everyone to imagine me in my fucking closet right now, my tiny ass closet, with my knees to my chest and my head, my hands, like, fiercely, like, in my hair, like, pulling my hair out. Yeah, that's how this book makes me feel.
Yeah, so, that's the first book in the series. You have any thoughts about the first one in particular?
It's perfect. There's literally, I've never read a more perfect book.
Get in your closet, man. We gotta talk about the evolution of Mara Dyer, your favorite book in the trilogy.
I gotta get some water first.
Oh my gosh! Cut me out! Take me home!
I love you.
You're cool, I guess.
I'll show you a cat before I get back in the closet if that makes you feel better.
Yes. I miss my cat. And by my cat, I mean Bessie's cat.
Well, come over to see my cat instead.
You're a little bit further away than Bestie.
It's not that far, Bestie.
Oh, little baby. She's grown so much.
She really has. She's neat. Look at her grumpy face.
She used to be so tiny. What happened?
She got fooded.
No.
She ate it all gone.
Oh, look at that little paw curl.
He doesn't even come over and see Kiki Roni.
I love how Kiki Roni's name is now Kiki Roni.
It stimulates my brain, okay?
Ebony Ray and Kiki Roni.
Yes. Anyways, I'm so ready.
Okay, this is the one where we start getting the India flashbacks. Instead of getting flashbacks of the asylum, we get them of the India. I have thoughts and opinions about it, because we don't get answers about it until the third book. And I had thoughts and opinions on where this book was going, and instead it went a different way, and I prefer what I thought was happening, because they had heavily hinted at what I thought was happening, but no! Fuck me! Anyways.
I should mention that the second one is my favorite book.
Yes, it's also mine.
For obvious reasons. You know what you know about the second book, and know what you know about me. You understand why it's my favorite, right?
Obviously from that whole entire scene where, they do the imagine making out scene, right? Like...
No.
And the fact that Noah is straight up just living in her guest room for part of this book.
No, that was fucking crazy. That was insane. Like,
and
how
they're
the
like
hell?
just cuddling every night, and no one knows. Like, how?
I feel like somebody had to fucking know. Like, hello.
I have a theory that her dad knew, but just accepted that like his daughter is like trying her goddamn best, right? I also have a theory that her mother fucking
hear me out.
Can't parent.
I feel like maybe perhaps her dad knew that Noah was actually a nice guy. I hate to say that like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just, he knew his daughter's fucking mentally ill, apparently.
Yeah.
So maybe take. He thought, maybe, just maybe, you know.
Hot take, as someone who, you just said that Noah's a nice guy. Well, I know from the third book that nice guys finish last. I'm sorry.
Well.
Listen, sometimes a man has to have a licky lick, which happens in the third one.
How do you manage it? How do you manage to even do it every single time?
Oh my goodness. Only us. We're only in this house.
I'm pulling elastic off lace right now because I'm so, why do you do this to me?
Anyways, the second book, she wakes up instantly.
The best one.
Second one, it's, hear me out. The second one is the one where I had the hardest time also, because I have a thing with people not believing other people, or blaming other people for things they didn't do. That is 98% of this book, is like, her mother not believing
Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, Battle was posted something cryptic on Twitter. I had to watch the video.
Oh my god.
I don't know what's going on. I'm just going with it.
Okay. But 98% of this book is literally everyone but Noah believing that Mara's just crazy, and she's has like all the stuff she's seeing isn't real, blah 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 blah. The only person who believes her is Noah. It gets to the point where she even believes she's crazy. Hot take, she's not fucking crazy. She actually saw Jude, and Jude deserves to get thrown into a volcano. Like, I'm gonna drop kick this bitch straight into hell. Like, anyways.
Hear me out.
I have thoughts.
A lot of things happened to me, but I didn't have a Noah to believe me when I said something. So, do what you will.
But yeah.
Also, can we talk about how dramatic it was when she was talking to Daniel about Jude, and he's like, all they found of him was his hands.
Dude, that's so, yeah. So it instantly starts with her waking up in a psychiatric ward. She's been involuntarily committed. There's a doctor. There's a doctor named Dr. West, and they explain that Mara has been telling everyone that she caused the asylum to collapse, and that she killed her friends along with her ex-boyfriend Jude. Throughout this book,
everyone kept calling him boyfriend, and the whole time she's like, X! Yep. X, motherfucker, X!
Straight up, there's a point where a psychiatrist that she's forced to see with a bunch of stuff, keeps on calling him her boyfriend, and this woman, she tells that Jude assaulted and tried to rape her. And the way the doctor went to ask about the rape, I was a little suspicious of. And then, and then she kept on calling him her boyfriend after that point. And she's like, ex-boyfriend! Like, obvious! Like, can you be serious? Like,
even if he wasn't dead, it would still be X, motherfucker!
Yeah. So she's convinced that Jude is alive. She tells her brother, Daniel, this, and he's like, nah, your hallucinations had hands, but they found Jude's hands in the asylum ruins. That's straight up.
They found everything. They only found his hands. And, like, when I read that for the first time, my jaw was on the fucking floor. I was like, oh my god! I felt like I was going crazy.
So, this is where it gets interesting. So, Mara's mother, Mara's grandmother, Mara's mother tells Mara that her mother, aka Mara's grandmother, maternal grandmother,
aka Mara, at one point in her life,
suffered from a mental illness herself and killed herself when Mara was 3 days old, and was suffering from hallucinations,
I get it,
nightmares, paranoia, same type of stuff Mara's dealing with.
The same type of things I deal with, yes.
Yeah. Noah basically breaks into the hospital to see her and then sneaks out.
I always wanted to break into the hospital to see me, but alas.
So Mara is allowed to go home, and it's going well. She has to do this thing where she goes to...
Wait! Hold it! Backtrack a moment! The way they met, the way he's stuck in there, right? And then he gave a picture to this kid, right? And Mara's like, where the fuck did you get that? I'm pretty sure it's like a picture, that a portrait that she drew of Noah, and she took it, and she's like, from the boy in the bathroom. And then she goes into the bathroom, and Noah's in the fucking bathroom. Why are they always meeting in fucking bathrooms? But also, he gave that child a lighter. And
just up to so he could sneak out. So basically Mara gets to go home if she agrees to go to, like, instead of school, to this day treatment area, blah 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 blah.
I've been to one of those.
So it's going well until she wakes up one morning to find poor Claire rained in blood on the bathroom mirror. And it's after she also finds a dead cat outside her back door.
Yeah.
Poor
cat.
The
neighbor's cat, by the way, because later on they're like, have you ever seen my cat?
Yeah.
And they're like, no!
The program she's in is called Horizons Outpatient Program. And Jamie is there. There's also a girl named
Jamie!
There's a creepy girl named...
fucking Phoebe!
Yep. Who hands Mara a photo of Mara in bed the night before with her eyes scratched out.
That was weird as fuck. I was like, what the hell?
Mara is forced to take pills, like, straight up. I was, like, 98% sure, like, this is not how it's supposed to be done. A hot take.
Yep. I need you to know that you see how that occurred, and then one time I was in the hospital and I was getting discharged, right? And they gave me a medication right as I was walking out the door. You're not supposed to fucking do that. They were supposed to put me on it when right after I got there, so they could see how it did for me, know whether I need to be taken off of it or not.
Yeah.
And I literally was passing out in the car because I was supposed to go to the day school program right after. I was literally passing out in the car, and I literally could not go to the school that day because they fucked up. Like, yeah. So this is so personal to me. Anyways,
So, Mara's given pills, and Phoebe admits to scratching the eyes in the photo. So Dr. Kells is the main head person of this program.
Fucking Dr. Kells.
We hate her. She starts taking care of Mara on the night of
Honestly, I think
the
I might
asylum.
hate her more than Jude.
I don't know. Jude is definitely the one who did the bulk of the stuff, but she's the one that like initiated it.
Also, she
Straight up killed
experimented
babies.
on
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah, she killed babies. Yeah, I forgot about that for a hot sec. So she goes to interrogate Mara, but
She
Mara
implanted
blacks out.
things in Mara. She did a lot of things, Busty.
Yeah, I know. Mara blacks out, and she has a flashback / hallucination about India.
If she wasn't dead, I feel like she could be heavily sued for medical malpractice, right?
Yeah, no, heavily. Straight up. Like seriously, there's a lot of stuff where like
Like she would go to jail.
yeah, no, there's like things where other people who work at this place are like, hey, you're supposed to have this that the Dr. Kells gave you, and she's like, she never gave me any of this shit. So it's like a lot of people being like, well, you gotta find it, it's missing, and she's like, I was never given this stuff. It's a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
So in
to make her seem more worse than she actually is, yes.
Yeah, so she has a hallucination about India, and then her grandmother's doll goes missing.
The fucking doll.
Yep. Mara goes to Daniel for his opinion on the entire situation because she thinks he's smarter than her. Though she pretends she's.
Then we get the Superman versus Spider-Man thing, yeah.
Yeah. She pretends that she's asking for a character that she's writing about for assignment for the program. So he concludes that the character, i.e. Mara, is possessed because she played with the Ouija board, and that's when all the weird stuff started happening.
Could you imagine if that's why?
I know, right? Mara and Daniel go.
That would be so terrible.
Yeah, Mara and Daniel go on a double date with obviously Noah and Daniel's girlfriend. So Mara sees something about a church and a priest that has to do with the same one from the first book. On the way home, the car hits a crow. Then a bunch of crows, a murder of them, fly off into the distance.
Yeah.
So Noah stays over.
And they were all like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Noah stays overnight, but in a separate room. But Mara sneaks in.
Yeah.
And I quote this note. Sneaks into the guest bedroom to sleep with him, totally innocently, mind you, much to everyone's disappointment.
Well, yeah.
She falls asleep and has another of her weird flashback visions. A girl whose family seems to have adopted Mara, who assumably is Mara's grandmother, gives her a doll, and it's the same doll that's like her doll from her grandmother. That was like her grandmother's doll.
She names the doll Mara. Mara's grandmother names the doll Mara.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
And her grandmother's name is also Mara. It's like a whole thing.
Because she chose that, and then once again Mara Dyer chose her name to be Mara, and I love that, honestly.
Mara sees an old woman who starts screaming her name. Noah wakes Mara up because she's sleepwalking.
Oh, fucking hell. That part, yeah.
Yeah, she goes outside and goes to throw out the creepy doll. But then when she wakes up, it's inside again. And she thinks she would put it there, but Noah is like, dude, you got it yourself. I thought you were awake because you said you made a mistake. Oh my god, that's literally a quote in all caps of this.
And they're both like, what the fuck after that,
yeah. Oh no, and then this quote continuing, and all the readers are like, in all caps, I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight. That's accurate, I did cry myself to sleep when I finished the third one. So they decide,
I agree.
They decide to burn the doll. They do this whole thing where they like visit Noah's house. She basically it's like a bunch of stuff trying to get her mom to agree to visit Noah's house to be like, well, Noah's staying here, and her mom's all like, well, doesn't Noah's family want him there? And like, no, or Mara's dad and Noah are like, no. And so she's like, well, we should probably like say thanks for letting Noah stay over a bunch, Mom, and all this stuff. And so they go over, and while his stepmom and her mom are talking, they go upstairs to a fireplace and burn the doll. Okay, like there's this whole thing. And after she finds a charm that matches Noah's charm, which he never takes
But
off.
also isn't there's a paper in the doll?
Yes, I was
And
gonna
they
get
won't
to
pull it
that.
up. I'm sorry! I'm excited! But also, can we talk about how much happens in this fucking book? We're not even a quarter way through what happens in the book.
I know, right?
Are we? Like, it's so long.
I don't know. You're low-key turning into a real band. I love that for us. He found his charm necklace with his mother's things. And so like his birth mother. Not my mom coming home. One of the employees, Brooke, at the outpatient. Oh my God! Hi, Bella.
My favorite ASMR channel uploaded.
That's so you. So Brooke, an employee at the outpatient place. This is the part that I already low-key brought up. Where is it? I know it starts with Brooke. Where is it? Where's the note? There it is. Asks everyone to take out their journals. And Mara's like, I didn't receive one, so she has to use a notebook. In her sketchbook, she finds a note that says "ICU," which Phoebe admits to putting there, although she didn't write it. She says her boyfriend did. Phoebe's boyfriend. Mara, Noah,
boyfriend.
yeah. Mara and Noah find a photo of Noah's mother and Mara's grandmother, but like Mara's grandmother is like the same age as Noah's mother in it, which is like impossible. Noah suggests that Mara might have special powers like telekinesis. She tries to move a pill bottle with her mind. And I quote, obviously nothing happens because Noah's theories aren't very good.
He's trying, okay?
So, they go to a carnival.
Fuck this carnival. Fuck this fucking carnival.
Technically,
oh
everyone,
my fucking god.
Technically,
Hold on. I think I just broke the fucking wall.
I'm sick. Technically, everyone goes on this carnival.
Seriously, hold on.
Okay.
What the fuck? Literally, I pushed myself against the wall to, like, push myself forward, and it literally sounded like I, like, cracked the fucking wall. But apparently I didn't. What the fuck? Hello?
I don't know. So, they're all at the carnival because Mara, there's like this whole thing where throughout this book, she's not allowed to leave the house on her own. The only people she's allowed to leave the house with is her parents or Daniel. Like, one of them has to be with her at all times. Not even Noah and all this stuff. Which is like a thing, like the person who's taking her to the program all the time is her dad because, like, of all the, he's not working right now because he blames himself for Mara getting worse.
Which does not make sense, but okay.
Yeah. I get it because, like, his daughter went through a traumatic thing, has PTSD.
Yeah,
and
but
she sees him get shot. Like, I get where his thought process is coming from, but like.
Yes, but.
And also there's like a whole thing. I don't know if this is gonna bring it up, but Noah's the one that healed her dad, so to make him better and whatnot.
Yep.
So, Daniel recognizes that they're, like, basically babysitting her at all times. Does not help anything. And so, while he's supposed to stay with her, he's like, I'm gonna go over there, and you and Noah have fun. So they go, to a fortune teller. Her name is Madame Rose. Yep. She says that Mara must
I forgot about that.
She says that, she must leave Noah, who is destined for greatness, or, she will love him to ruin.
Shut the fuck up. I need a moment after that. Because if you don't read the fucking books, you don't know how fucking detrimental the line is, you will love him to ruin.
Yeah.
Listen, you could utter the words love and ruin in the same sentence. Not that sentence, just in a fucking sentence, and I will be fucking me. Like, there are tears in my fucking eyes right now. This is not a fucking joke.
Yeah, so, that
What
happens.
Why are you playing out loud? I have my earbuds in. Why are you playing out loud? Hold on.
I love this. So,
okay, it's working normally now. What the fuck was that? That was scary.
She goes out, starts crying at Noah. There's like this whole thing where for the rest of the book and half of like the next book, she like really questions if she should stay with Noah. For most of the next book, let's be real. Until Noah's like, nah, bitch, it's my decision, and I'm staying with you. Which is
Yeah.
a man. He's like, I don't care if I get destroyed, if I die, if whatever, because I'm with you. Because like without you, I am nothing. So like, what's the point of living if not with you? It's fine. I'm emotionally stable.
I'm
Fine.
so normal.
So she goes Noah, she's crying, and he goes to confront Madame Rose, aka Rosalind. They learn that her name is Rosalind from her daughter, who's like, yeah, she like got a bribe or something, and they go out, find her. So Noah like goes to like give her money to get information on what actually was happening, and she's like out there smoking a joint, so like she's half into it, but apparently some other tall, dark, and handsome guy paid Rosalind to say it, and then not to say anything. So
Hear me out. It was Mr. What's his face? No, she said tall and dark.
I don't know.
It's fucking whatever his fucking name is. Why can't I think of his name right now? AL dude. Abel Lucami, is that his last name? Lucami? Yeah.
That guy, yeah.
Who else would have done it? Who is tall, dark, and handsome? Not Jude! Jude is white, bestie!
I was thinking dark as in dark hair, but okay.
Oh, no, that's not what I understood. Who else would pay? I don't fucking know. Don't ask me. I just always assume it was, Lucami.
I always assumed it was Jude, because Jude.
I don't know. It makes more sense to me for it to be Lucami.
So Mara sleepwalks again and wakes up in the kitchen, after having a dream about holding Noah's heart in her hand. Noah is a bit freaked out about it.
Yeah.
She
Right, totally.
finds Noah's notebook and starts reading his theories, and I quote, Mara can manipulate events like Noah can manipulate cells. It also says that Mara was holding a knife and smiling like a creepy thing in the kitchen that morning. Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
So she gives Mara a jewelry box, and they have a cute date and also an argument, but mostly a date. That does not do the scene justice. I gotta go. I'm pretty sure they're talking about the one on the island where Daniel sneaks her
Oh my
out.
god, yeah! Okay, we gotta go into it. That's the okay. Here, that's the scene. Mara gets dropped off at the pier, by her brother.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are we doing? At first she's like, are we going to see Lolita the whale? And he's like, no, blah, 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 blah. And then she gets escorted onto a boat, and dude's like, there's some clothes for you to change into below deck, etc. And then she goes down there, she's like, oh, what is this dress? She changes into it, and then she notices this fancy jewelry, she's like, that's a lot. That's a lot for the type of relationship we are having, and how long we've been in this relationship. That's a lot, but she puts it on anyways. And then she's like, they're going around, they're in the water. She's like, okay, where are we? Where are we? Then she starts noticing these big ass houses. And then she's like, are we going to Noah's house? And they're like, no. And then they're at the edge of this island thingy, and then they're there, and then they speak a little bit, then they make out on the fucking beach. No one's in a text, by the way, they're making out on the fucking beach by the water, and then,
I'm pretty sure she's
doesn't go into
straddling
the...
him,
Yeah!
There's a whole thing about kissing because the first time they kissed, she straight up almost killed him, but because of his magical powers, he came back. So,
and, like, it's fine at first.
So there's, like, a whole
it's
thing
normal
where...
at first, and then stuff started happening, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, there's, like, this whole thing where she has a fear of being with Noah because she's afraid of killing him, and he thinks that her fear of being with him is because of the trauma of being with Jude, but she's like, nah, I want to make out with you and more, but, like, I'm scared of killing you, and he's like, oh, she's scared because the last time she kissed a guy, he straight up assaulted her. Valid. We love him. And later...
Hear me out.
No, I gotta talk about this one bit. one second. straight up, she brings up the idea that maybe she will never be ready to do more than just kiss, because even that's too much for her at times. And he says, that's fine. I don't mind never being with you in that way. I just want to be with you, period.
What if I kill myself? Like, it's not that fucking hard, people! But also, hear me out. I feel like it's both, in a way. Even if she doesn't want to admit it, it's both.
Yeah, it's probably both, in a way. There's also, so there's that whole date. They have a whole argument, who knows why at this point. But we gotta talk about the other main romantic
Don't
part.
they argue and then they make out?
I don't remember. There's another main romantic point we gotta talk about, which is in her therapy, in the program, whatnot. There's like the main type of therapy is it like recursion, something like that therapy, which is a thing I do not strongly believe in, where basically they make you mentally relive the traumatic thing you experienced or the thing you're afraid of to like ease your fear. Bitch, and whatnot, and I'm very much like, no, bitch, I'm good. That does not, no. I have very big issues with that. You know, the person who's like doing this is straight up killer of babies, so you know, it tracks.
Yeah.
But Noah's like, because like she has fear of kissing him, and he's like, well then why don't we use your therapy tactics? So he has her close her eyes and imagine what it'd be like to kiss him. And it's this very romantic scene. There's a lot of innuendos. There's a lot of joking about how like she imagines him wearing sweatpants, and he's like, sweatpants are very thin, and she's like, I know.
He's like, which sweatpants? And she's like, the gray ones that don't have the drawstring.
And it's basically this scene.
But also the way she pictures them in her old room.
Yep.
And not her room.
Yeah. So that's like a whole thing that happens. And it's very sweet, and it's the only time I've accepted that therapy. The only time is when Noah Sean turns into something sexual. And I love him.
Yep. The way you didn't like Noah at first, I was like, you'll love him, just wait. You're like, I don't believe you, and then you're like, okay, I get it, you know? I told you he would!
So, Dr. Kels wants Mara to go to this retreat that the program has, and she really doesn't want to, and eventually, her parents are like, well, it seems like you're getting better, so you don't have to go.
And she kind of technically was, just like a little bit, not really, but like, things are kind of chill for a minute.
She, finds her missing journal, in her brother's room. She was actually given a journal, and her brother stole it, and in it she wrote, help me. Don't stop. She calls Noah to tell him. And then she is casually. So there's like someone sent her or gave her a camcorder with like the footage from the asylum.
That was fucking crazy the first time I read that.
Yeah, so like there's this whole thing where like you can hear her laughing in the background maniacally that she doesn't remember and stuff like this, and then suddenly she's kidnapped by Jude. I should also mention that Noah is also literally straight up paying a bunch of people to watch her house to make sure like she's safe and whatnot. And Jude straight up made these people all have heart attacks so that he could kidnap her. He takes her to the water.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't mention this before, but obviously, Mara Dyer is an unreliable narrator.
Mm-hmm.
And I love unreliable narrators. Can you tell?
I usually do not.
But you love Mara Dyer,
I do.
and you like the Warrior King, so.
And well, let's hear me out. She murders people, and I do love a true icon. In my defense, she murders rapists. Like so, like.
And you also like arsonists, so you know.
Yeah. I do watch a lot of Game of Thrones, yes.
I've never seen an episode of Game of Thrones in my life, so I don't understand that joke.
There's a character who straight up burns people alive, with dragons. And buildings and ships.
I would say fun, but it's really not, because all I know about it, besides what you just told me, is that fact there's a lot of incest, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry, I have the first 7 seasons if you want to watch it.
I don't.
Why did you do this to me? Yeah, don't you remember when I was watching House of Dragon, which I still have not finished the first season of, and I was talking about how this guy was possibly going to marry his cousin who was like 14,
yes, I remember.
and he's like 50.
Okay, moving on, back to Mara Dyer.
So she's kidnapped by Jude. He takes her to,
Fucking Jude.
probably the same place where he took Joseph, because he was the one who had kidnapped Joseph, right?
Before we go on, what's about to happen, it never gets less what the fuck, oh my god, what the fuck, oh my god, what is happening, how is this happening, who, when, where, why, how, you know, it's so stressful every single time, and I love it. Yeah. It's perfect.
So, she is trying to, like, keep him calm, but, like, to find a way out, and also recognizing he will probably kill her, but he's threatening if she doesn't do what he says, then he will kill her whole entire family, so she has to do what he says, and she's hoping that she can, like, because...
Honestly, Mara's a better person than me, because I'd be like, okay, kill them, bitches! I don't want to die today! So, maybe if you asked me, like, 2 days ago, I would have said, okay, kill me. But not today, bitch!
I saw an Instagram reel that's, like, you know, the typical, like, Scream or horror movie thing that's like, in 7 days I'm gonna kill you or something, and it's a Gen Z person, so the Gen Z that they're calling, so the Gen Z person's like, oh, the door's unlocked, you can come in. You can do it right now if you want. And the killer's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I thought of you.
Yeah. So, it just depends on the day.
Yeah. So she is, she remembers that Noah, when, someone who they are all mentally connected with magical powers is dying, he can see it happen, as it's happening. So she's hoping that he is seeing this, and she can send him a message that it's Jude, he's alive, doing this to her, it's not her fault, and she loves him, stuff like that. Jude forces her to...
Spoiler alert, he definitely did, because, oh my god, and could you imagine being Noah Shaw and having to see that shit? I can't.
I know, right? So he forces her to...
No! Bestie, I just thought about the fact that if I do read the Shaw Confessions, I have to read that scene from Noah's point of view! I'm okay. I'm so fucking normal.
So, he makes her cut her wrist horizontally, not vertically. Which, like, is...
That's so me-coded.
Which he realizes means he doesn't want to kill her just yet. And then, there's a cop who comes, on the dock. He's like, hey, what's happening here? And she falls to the ground.
I've never in my life thought poor cop, but he really did, he was just trying to make sure everybody was okay.
She falls to the ground. There's, like, a whole scuffle thing. In the scuffle, she notices that all these fish are dead. And, also in the scuffle, Jude stabs himself, and then the cop, dies from a heart attack. Cough, like the people who are watching Mara's house. Can you catch the theme? Suddenly Mara is hospitalized again, and she wakes up. She's taken to the compound from the, program, whatnot, that they were trying to send her to. And so, she's, like, very upset, because, like, everyone was like, you tried to kill yourself, and she tries to tell them that, no, she didn't, it was Jude, but no one will believe her. And then Noah gets himself admitted, so he can be there for her.
Okay, when am I, with the time everybody thought I was going to kill myself, but I wasn't actually trying to kill myself, where was my Noah to come into the hospital with me, to break me out the motherfucking hospital? They didn't exist!
So, they have, like, supposed to meet up, but she slips through it, and Phoebe is her roommate in this compound, by the way.
Fucking Phoebe!
Phoebe has been doing a bunch of stuff, like saying that she's a killer and trying to kill her and blah blah blah. So they can't leave the room alone, so they have to leave to go to the bathroom together.
Wait, we missed something important.
What?
If you remember before, there was a conversation about in the first one because Jamie was worried about Mara being with Noah. And then we learn from Jamie's sister that, in fact, they weren't together. He just went with her and picked her up, etc., when she had to have an abortion, and never told anybody about it. And he just let everyone assume that they slept together. And she was okay with that, obviously, because she didn't want everyone to know that she had an abortion. And Noah just was like, okay. So the reason Jamie was upset was valid, but incorrect
Yes.
in what happened. And I feel like that's needed information.
Yes.
I don't know.
So BB is her roommate now, and in the middle of the first thing in the morning, starts screaming and accuses Mara of trying to hurt her, and Mara's like, what the hell is happening? She tries to, like, get it so she's not roommates with Phoebe anymore, and everyone's like, nah, you have to stay with her, despite the fact that Phoebe straight up is, like, sending her, messages, threatening messages, and scratching her eyes out on pictures, and they knew this before they made her roommates, and then, like, Phoebe screaming about her and saying, like, she won't be near Mara because Mara will kill her and all this stuff, and start screaming about her in, like, public therapy and, like, all this stuff. And Mara's like, I have no clue what's happening. And Jamie's like, dude, she's so weird. Okay, that's it for the bullet points. Now, time for the paragraphs of the end of the book. So they end up breaking into Dr. Kell's office. Jamie is also there, and they go through the files.
Wait! Halt! I'm pretty sure the night before, her and Noah meet up, right, in one of the rooms. Not only does he heal her arms, they just kind of talk and, like, blah, 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 and then they go back, and then, I can't,
Okay. So they find, after Jamie leaves, after seeing his file, they watch some recordings, and they find that Dr. Kells has been recording Mara for weeks, even though knowing, like, weeks before, she's known Mara. And there's recordings of Jude in Mara's room. And then she's, like, freaking out. They gather, like, the knowledge that they have, and then they go back to the room to find, one, her door open, and two, Phoebe is found dead in her bed.
Before we continue,
Mm-hmm.
can we talk about how fucked up and disgusting and creepy it is that this adult woman who is supposed to be a normal doctor and treat people the way they're supposed to be fucking treated, put literal cameras in a child's room and her whole fucking house, including, assumingly, her fucking bathroom?
Mm-hmm. And then watched her adoptive son go into her room while she was sleeping and stuff, I was like, this is normal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Mara...
Just to be clear, I really thought a lot of stuff in this book, but that part right there did not happen to me. You don't have to worry.
So, Noah and Mara are...
To my knowledge.
Noah and Mara are trying to get out, but all the doors are locked, and there's, like, no adults to be seen, and most of the teenagers...
Where did everybody go?
Yeah. They go outside to this, like, courtyard and find that Jude has tied a bunch of the teens up. And there's this one teen named Stella, who has the ability to read, I think she's the one that can read minds.
Yes.
To provoke Mara. She says that Jude thinks that Mara, can bring back the dead, because that's what he's been told. And he has been trying to provoke her to do it so that she can bring back his sister Claire. Noah goes to attack Jude, but Mara figures out that Jude can sort of suck life out of the others to heal himself when he is in pain.
Can we talk about how cool that is, though? Like, if he wasn't a bad person, I feel like that would be really useful.
Yeah,
just in case.
Mara says she'll go with Jude, although she also says she can't raise the dead. So she starts to leave. It's, like, pretty obvious that Jude is, like, working for someone else. She starts to leave with him, and then sees Noah and changes her mind, and brings the whole building down around her. She's, like, holding him by his neck up against the wall, and Noah, like, they're going around the corner, and Noah's like, oh my god! And Noah tries to go after her, and she blacks out, and she wakes up drugged by Dr. Kells, and she shows her a chat with all the teenagers, a chart. So there's, like, all these people, all these teenagers with a special gene that gives them special abilities, and, there's, like, saying these people are blah, blah, blah. So, Noah's chart says he's deceased. I'm gonna quote this document again. Yeah, okay, stop lying. Straight up, that was me. I was like, I don't believe this for a second. She tells Mara that she has been given truth serum, and Mara vows she will create hell when she breaks free. you can tell why the next one is called the Retribution.
The retribution of my dyer, yes.
Yes.
It's unbecoming, evolution, retribution.
Yes.
Also, you know where the unbecoming comes from in the first one? Her and Daniel are like jokingly talking about something, and he's like, "It's unbecoming," and I'm like, "Stop!" And someone said Jamie said it's unbecoming, and I'm reading the retribution right now. If you don't remember, you remember, but you know what I mean. And it's like part of what I read today. He said it's unbecoming to something to her, like to Mara, and I was like, oh my god.
So yeah, a bunch of the teenagers died. The only ones who have
I really just say it's unbecoming randomly now. It's okay.
The only ones who have confirmed survived are Stella, Jamie, we don't know what his powers are yet, and Mara. It is hinted that Noah is dead. Cough, cough, he's not. He's not. The whole entire time reading the third book was just me going, where the fuck is Noah? Because I know he's not dead. And then he doesn't come until, like, the last, like, 25 minutes.
Listen, if Miss Michelle Hodgkin had actually killed Noah, she would have had a riot on her hands, for real, and she knows it, so.
In other news, I learned you can, for the analytics on Spotify, you can, like, do geographical location. I was looking at stuff, right? If you just click geographic location, it zooms out. I'd like you to know we have 0% viewers from Pluto, 0% from Neptune, 0% from Uranus, 0% from Saturn, 0% from Jupiter, 0% from Mars, 0% from Venus, 0% from Mercury, and 100% from Earth.
I would hope so. The fuck? I hope aliens aren't listening to our podcast.
That's straight up something they do. Like, who the hell is on Venus listening to podcasts? Like, let's be real.
I don't know. Maybe it's the aliens from a fucking Ice Planet Barbarians.
Maybe. 88 are from United States. 7 are from India. 2% from Indonesia. And 2% from Australia.
Interesting.
Also, in the past week, 2 separate people have listened to the Wicker King episode on Spotify.
That's scary. How long? How long is the duration?
It didn't say.
Wow, it doesn't say.
No. Also, I wanted to bring up something else that I forgot to bring up when we were talking about the second book, but basically, there's also a thing where, like, in Mara's hallucinations and whatnot, she keeps on having visions of herself as this god of death, holding hearts and feathers, and, like, is this goddess who, like, compares the weight of them and whatnot, and if your heart is lighter than the feather, you go to the good place and whatnot. Totally 100% thought that would be, like, a thing about, like, explaining what's happening and whatnot. It's not. Absolutely not, and I'm so sad about that. Especially since Mara is
What did you think it would?
That's what I thought it was going to be something where, like, she is actually the reincarnation of this god. And whatnot.
You know, I'm glad it's not that.
I thought that's what it was going to be, and I'm sad. But also Mara is literally a Hindu god, so, like, the name of a Hindu god, so. Goddess of death, I should mention.
There's so many layers to the name Mara, and I love it.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the book, it says it means demon. If you Google it, it says it means bitter. Like, that's the first thing that comes up. And, like, I feel like all the things you hear, all the couple things we've heard about the name Mara, they all apply.
Yeah. All right.
And I love it.
This one, for the third one, where the fuck is Noah Shaw?
It's where the fuck is Noah? Thank you.
I am doing this from memory. It's been a month since I read it. Someone else here is 50% way through the reread of it. So
I was supposed to be 100%, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Right?
So let's see how this goes.
I tried.
So
I haven't been reading physical books, and I'm reading it physically, so
yeah.
I'm proud.
Mara has been taken by Dr. Kells to a different location, on the same
Fucking
island.
Dr. Kells.
Yeah, on the same island and whatnot. So there's Dr. Kells who's saying nefarious things, saying, like, I'm trying to fix you, all this stuff. I 100% thought it was like an allegory for gay people. I thought a lot of it was. I'm gonna be real.
There's a lot of allegories for a lot of things in these books, if you notice. But also, it doesn't help that Jamie, not only is he black, he's Jewish, and he's bisexual, so, you know,
and I
that really don't help.
So,
he really is.
there's...
Also, I need, before we even go any farther, there's a point in the book where Jamie is eating Skittles, and he throws one at Mara's head, and it hits her directly in the forehead, and he says, "Taste the rainbow, bitch." And I'm like, the irony. I love it here.
So, on top of Dr. Kells, the only real adult we see in this place is her, like, kind of nurse assistant guy.
Wayne.
Yeah, we don't like him. I forgot his name instantly because we don't like him. Instantly, Mara gets icky feelings from him.
Real.
And then the other person that Mara is talking to is herself in mirrors.
Me too!
The whole entire room is just mirrors, including the ceiling, so no matter where she is, she can see... And the floor, so no matter where she is, she can see herself and see what's happening.
I have a question for Dr. Kells. Why was that the design thought process?
'Cause she's psychotic, obviously.
Yes, but I just felt the need to ask.
So, like, Mara will have, like, kind of vision things talking to herself, trying to, like, figure out what to do and whatnot, and the visions versions of herself are like, we don't like Dr. Kells, we also don't like this nurse guy, Wayne, because he's kind of creepy, we have suspicious feelings about him, and all this stuff, and,
I just realized that clicked for something in my brain. Was that foreshadowing to an event that happens a little bit later on?
Yes.
That they think okay, yeah. I don't know why that just clicked.
So, Dr. Kells comes in and is like, hey, we gotta do some stuff, some testing. It's not straight up said how many, things they give her or what they do exactly, but we see one of them where they flip her over, the Wayne guy flips her over, and he, like, the way he holds her and the way he stays in place for a little too long, flips her over onto her back, and she realizes that the flooring is also mirror, so she can see into the mirror above her to see what they're doing to her, where they're taking out, like, bone marrow.
I'm trying to understand how she's set up in this scene, because I don't fully understand it, because they're about to do a spinal tap, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she can see herself. Is it like a massage table bed?
That's what I'm thinking.
Her face
That's what I'm thinking.
Above the table.
That's what
and
I
like
imagine.
the way her arms are set, the way her arms are described, I don't understand that either.
Yeah.
Are they like around the table and then like shackled like that?
Yeah.
Is that how that's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Dr. Kells gives her basically a sedative type thing that makes it so she can still feel and think everything, but like she like can't reply or do anything about it, which is great because spinal taps hurt like a motherfucker. There's a reason.
But no, here's the thing. It affects her more than that because it affects her afterwards too, and she can't cry, and the whole thing is that she would keep giving Mara these medications, and she wouldn't be able to cry and like have any type of emotional response to anything ever again. And like, here's the thing: as a doctor, you should know how essential and necessary crying is as a human being, and expressing your emotions are as a human being.
Yeah.
Another reason why Dr. Kells should rot in hell, which she definitely
also,
is.
Things hinted that like she gives her drugs that make it so that she can question or talk to her, and then she would instantly forget it, but like she's starting to remember some of them and whatnot, which is real suspicious. Anyways, they're going through the spinal tap, but some things are happening on the monitors that like aren't supposed to happen, where she's like actually reacting to it and like she's not supposed to.
And Wayne's like, and Dr. Kells like, shut the fuck up, and I'm like,
So yeah, they leave. Eventually, Jude breaks her out somehow, and in her sleep, and leaves her. So like they take her to do surgery on her to quote unquote fix her, and she wakes up, completely fine. Wayne is on the ground. She initially assumes he's dead. In the surgery room. Goes to his body, finds a recorder there, and listens to the tape, basically saying that he broke her out. There's like it's heavily giving multiple personality disorder is what she's hinting at that Jude has, where basically he can't control himself sometimes, and he apologizes for all the shit that he's done, and it's all Dr. Kells' fault, and he
I mean, it is, technically.
And that he knows Noah's alive and where he is, and he can take her to him, and there's Jamie and Stella still in the place, and they have to get out, and he left her a map and keys, and all this stuff. But there's like no map. She and the key.
Okay, pause.
Mhm.
When I think about it, especially in this scene and like the quote unquote multiple personalities that Jude has, I do kind of feel bad for him in a way because he was raised by Dr. Kells, right?
Yeah.
And he was manipulated and like experimented on from the time he was a baby, a small child, and manipulated into thinking these things and doing all these things. So like he doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
So it makes it more complicated than it really sounds.
Yes. So
at the end of the day, you can't 100% fully blame him because he doesn't know better. He really does not know better.
So, the recorder says that Wayne has the keys, and that's when she realizes Wayne is actually alive. And so he's like dragging himself to the wall, sets himself up. She grabs a scalpel at some point, and he's all like, "You can't hurt me," hinting that like she is emotionally no longer there, or because of the things that Dr. Kells did. And all this stuff, there's nothing she can do. And when she just looks at him, she doesn't want to kill anybody. He says, "Good girl." And she snaps and straight up slices his throat. An icon, honestly. Like, let's be real.
Mara Dyer. Everybody clap for real. Also, the way it worked was that, Jude switched the syringes that they used on Mara, and that's why she was able to do what she needed to do. But also now, Miss Mara, Miss Dyer herself, has to cut out Wayne's eye because they use a retina scanner as keys for this place.
Yep. So.
And she's walking around with the eyeball in her hand. It's like she's like, it's like the eyeball squelching in my hand. The eyeball, it's a lot rounder than I thought it would, and it's a lot rounder than I thought it would be. In the retina, part of the retina is still attached, and like it was described as her having the eyeball in her hand, but the retina, like the nerve parts, what am I saying? I don't know. I don't know eyeball terminology really. The nerve parts were like poking through her fingers.
Yeah. So
I love that. I really do.
Eventually she finds Stella and Jamie, who, while she is wearing straight up like typical like hospital type attire, they're wearing like normal civilian clothes. So
also she finds Jamie trying to hide in the kitchen. Like she was like, Jamie was ahead of her and she was behind him, and Jamie like ran because he heard footsteps behind him and he got scared. And then Mara's like, Jamie? She's like, hello? Because she just, and then he like tumbles out of a cabinet. It was so funny. I love him.
So eventually they find like a basement.
Also, Stella comes out of a closet.
They eventually find like a basement area with recordings of Dr. Kells that at least prove that Noah at least survived the building collapse before. And whatnot. It also proves that she has someone she's working for, so someone else is above her, paying for all this. They find some paperwork. I don't know. They leave. She tries to find Noah, but she can't. They all leave and exit, and they find out they're on the same island. They get chased.
Whoa! Back it up. You skipped over a lot of shit right there, bestie.
She finds
before
Noah's
they
bag.
left. No, bestie. You forgot a key fucking point. Back that shit up. Okay, after they get the information they need, they have to go back through the building, basically. And then, it's set up. It is, in fact, a trap. They come to this door. It has, like, a biohazard symbol over it. And, like, she can hear Noah talking behind it. Obviously, Noah's not there. And Stella and Jamie are like, bestie, I don't think so. And Mara's like, I have to. Jamie and Mara have a cute little send-off, don't die bitch moment, you know. Stella and Jamie, they actually wait for her, even though they didn't say that they would, they just did it anyways. Mara goes in, she sees Dr. Kells. Dr. Kells puts on a gas mask. Mara wakes up on a table, and Dr. Kills is like, it's okay, it won't hurt, blah, 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 blah. And here we have Dr. Kells going to inject her with a lethal injection to kill her, so Mara can't, quote unquote, do any more damage, etc. That the world will be better off, blah, 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 blah. But the gas, the paralyzing gas, was wearing off. It didn't have its desired effect, and Mara kills Dr. Kells.
About that, yeah. Until you brought up the lethal
And
injection.
Mara thought about using the injection on her, but she's like, never mind. I won't make it easy for her. She slits her throat. Also, she got stabbed in the neck, Dr. Kells. Like, Mara was laying there, then all of a sudden, Mara just stabs her in the neck, because she still had a scalpel tucked into her waistband, yeah.
Mhm.
I love Mara Dyer. I love you.
So she also finds Noah's bag. They all exit the building. There's a change of clothes. They sleep under the stars. They eventually see a boat. Stella swims out to the boat and tells them all that their friends left them there overnight without any of their items or money or whatever. And it's like it's supposed to be this tour boat type thing. So there's like some rich guys who are like clearly trying to hit on Mara and Stella. And they're both
being really fucking annoying too. Like, we're paying for this, blah 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 blah. We need to do blah blah blah, and just doing that bullshit. And the boat guy's like, I'll give you your money back. Like,
get the fuck
no,
out. Yeah.
like, be so serious.
He takes them to this like diner like place and pays for them to get like food, including pizza and whatnot. The owner's really nice. Gets them some new clothes and some shoes. And they're like, oh,
they have a lot of important conversation right here.
They do?
Yeah. Just about what's happening, and they recap and that sort of thing, and they let everybody know what's happening.
So,
like, we learn more about Jamie, more about Stella, and yeah.
We learned that Jamie can kind of, like, control people. Like, what they
Charm
do.
speak!
Yep. So they...
You know, I could totally see Jamie being a child of Aphrodite, no joke.
Yeah. So they decide to start walking to the... I don't remember where they're walking to, but they're walking somewhere.
They're walking to Miami.
Okay.
They're trying to get to Miami.
So they're doing that, and...
This takes place in Miami, by the way.
So
Florida.
In the process of taking this lovely walk,
mind you, Mara's wearing fucking flip-flops for all this.
Yeah,
Rip Mara's feet, for real.
They, get to, I think it's like a gas station type place, and there's like some...
It looks like a gas station, but it's set up like a bar on the inside. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's like a bunch of truckers inside, and, a bunch of them are like, yeah, we can't take you that way, we're going the opposite direction, sorry. But one of them comes out, and he's like, I feel bad for you, I can take you that way. So he starts to take
Mr. fucking Ernest, fuck you.
Yeah,
well,
so there's like a bunch of weird shit with him. They eventually stop.
He has a gun, that's important.
Yes.
He has a gun.
So they eventually stop to use the restroom. It's not a nice location. Stella goes in first.
It's gross, it's disgusting.
Yes, this guy and Stella go in first. And while Jamie and Mara are outside talking about how gross it is, and Jamie's like, you know what?
Mara originally wasn't going to go to the bathroom, but then she was like, I should go just in case.
Yeah. So Jamie's like, I'm just gonna pee in the woods, and she's like, I wish I had a dick so I could do that. And he's like, I'll like hold up a sheet or something, so you can go. And she's like, nah, I'll stick with Stella. She goes inside and sees Mr. Trucker guy,
Ernest,
trying to rape Stella, and Stella's like, this is what he's doing because she can read his mind. And he's like, shut up, bitch, or something. I don't know. He has his gun. And Mara goes to him. She still has in her waistband the scalpel. Remember
we
this.
love that beloved scalpel.
That scalpel. So she goes up.
That scalpel has done more work than half the bitches in any of these books, for real. That scalpel did more for Mara than her entire family ever did for her.
True. So she walks up to this Mr. Ernest guy. You know what just popped in my brain? The part in the second book when Mara tries to tell Daniel about Jude being alive and whatnot, and so he gets the security cameras from the police station from when she saw him, and he's like, no, that can't be Jude because he has both his hands.
And you can't see his face. Like, hello? That don't mean anything. Not in this world.
So, Mara goes up to Ernest, and he's like, you want her first? You're making me feel left out and all this stuff. So he, like, forces her against a wall, and he's all like, take off your pants, and he has her, like, hands behind her back. And she's like, well, I can't take off my pants without my hands. And so he's, like, unzipping as he backs away so she can use her hands. So she, like, half undoes her own pants, and then takes out the scalpel and just fuck the bitch up. At this point, Stella has run away. So he left Stella behind to go for Mara. Mara's like, go, I'll take care of this. And then just, like, fucked a bitch up. She's, like, covered in blood. Comes outside.
Murder count, this is the 2 in this book alone.
No, this is 3 in this book alone.
Oh, fucking hell, you're right!
We're, like, 100 pages in, and we're at 3 already. Like, yeah.
I hope when I imagine Mara walking out of that bathroom, I imagine her walking Carrie style out the bathroom for real, because like it's described of her having blood splatter all over her face. She's just covered in blood, and like I just imagine her with her arms like out a little bit, with one hand having the scalpel, and her just walking so stiffly out the bathroom, like.
Yeah, so Stella went and got Jamie, and Jamie's like coming to like, oh my god, and she just walks out covered in blood, half undressed, and they're like, and she's like, it's not an issue. Who can drive? So they take his car.
And the gun. They have the gun.
Yes.
They put it in a glove box.
I should also mention it's hinted that possibly with Jude's powers of being able to use other people's pain / dying / death to heal himself, that when the building collapse happened, and Jude died, because his hands, like, they found his hands definitely came off in the collapse, right? It's hinted that there's a possibility that his powers were the ones who killed Rachel and Claire. It's like it will be a thing where Mara never knows if it was her or him, but like she feels
I've raised a question.
Mm-hmm.
If he can drain people's life forces to keep himself alive, does that mean he can, can he feel what other people are feeling, or like just feel how dead or alive they are? Like
I don't know. But it's definitely like a thing where like Mara's like, well, either way, I'm the one that killed him in the first place, so therefore it's my fault either way, type thing. So it's like very much her feeling bad for killing people, but also realizing some people deserve to die. And I'm like, honestly,
so if you want to think about it, technically, if you want to count her killing Jude in the first book, there's 3 murders in the first book, not counting in the alligators and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about people. There's none in the second book that I'm aware of.
Yeah, the second book is very much not killing people, which is weird because it's my favorite one.
And there's at least 5. I'm gonna say 5. It's more than 5. It's definitely more than 5 in the third one.
Yeah. So
that's 8.
Yeah.
Just right there.
So enter their road trip era, where they occasionally switch cars.
Road trip era. I imagine they have a banger of a playlist for real.
I know, right? They start stealing cars.
Especially Jamie. Jamie would know.
Yeah. They stay at hotels by using Jamie's powers to be like, hey, give us this room, and then they like leave. There's like so imagine throughout most of this they are going up northeast back to like Mara's hometown. Throughout most of this book, there's like a part where they stop at all their houses and like he tells everyone that like they're going on like a whole retreat for the retreat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, when they go to hers, Daniel is not there. There's also a thing where Daniel had this book, or no, it was Noah who had this book about genetic theory. That was like the main theory about what they are and whatnot. And she tried to read it but couldn't, so then Daniel took it, and then...
That's so me-coded, because apparently the writing was really dense and thick and just wordy, and I would have fallen asleep on the book just like she did too. I would have drawn all that bitch.
And so Daniel took it, and Daniel's not there, so she tries to get the book, but the book's not there, so it's assumed that Daniel is out there with the book, and they say that he's, like, looking into schools up north, and whatnot. That's where he is.
The fact that he didn't know what schools he was looking at, but Mara's like, my parents always know what's going on and where we're at. And then she's like, does that have to do with Jamie's ability? I'm just going to call it charm speak. Jamie's charm speak. Or is it just like, do they really just they're just not aware of us right now? Like, what's happening? So.
Yeah. Just imagine that's happening. There's also, like, a bunch of other stuff happening, with Mara getting progressively sicker.
They think she's pregnant.
Oh, I was so pissed off at this part. Where...
Me too.
So she is trying to... There's also, like, a thing where she's trying to get into Noah's, computer and whatnot.
Yeah.
And eventually Jamie figures out the password, and it's something like Mara Dyer or something like her name. Maybe
no, it's Mara Shaw.
Yep. He's a simp and we love him. The way she literally cries. So Stella's like...
I would too, the fuck?
Stella's, so they're talking. Mara realizes her period's late. She brings it up to Stella. Stella's like, no, I'm on a regular schedule. Whatever they did to us, like, I didn't have the same thing happen to me.
Pause.
Mhm.
I do think they only really experimented on Mara. Like, yeah, they, like, watched Jamie and Stella, but I don't think they did anything to them, really, just because of the difference in their abilities and that the fact that Jamie and Stella are quote-unquote unharmful, which doesn't make any sense, because if Jamie was a different type of person, he could talk people into doing very bad things.
That reminds me, in the some point in the second book, he tells Anna to, the mean girl from the first book, to drive off a cliff, or drive off a bridge, and then she actually drives off a bridge, and that's the first hint of his powers.
Yeah. That didn't count. That was an accident.
That was an accident.
Jamie Roth is not a murderer. Thank you.
So there's like a bunch of stuff where Stella eventually buys her a pregnancy test, and she's like, listen, you gotta figure out, and it's like very heavily hinted that they keep, like, Stella keeps on being like, hey, you may have been R-worded, or they may have, like, done something to you, and she, like, clearly does not have the mental capacity to handle this, and Stella's, like, literally forcing her, at one point, literally at one point forces her to take a pregnancy test, and she takes it, and it's false, and she's like, see, now why did you have to put me through all this fucking trauma for nothing? And I'm still pissed.
I understand why Mara was upset about it, but honestly, at the end of the day, Stella was right. Because we don't know what happened to Mara. Mara doesn't even know what happened to fucking Mara.
I get that point, but, like, the fact that Stella could have been, like, way nicer about it, but she's like, no, you gotta fucking take this pregnancy test.
Well, considering their situation, yeah, I don't blame her that much, but yeah, she could have been a little bit easier about it, but still. Given their situation, they really don't have time to be fucking around like that, like, respectfully.
Yeah. So, she's not pregnant. So eventually...
Thank God! Jesus
right?
Christ. But think about how scary that is. You lose multiple weeks of your life. You don't know what happened to you. You were locked up with these medical, quote-unquote, professionals. You don't know what happened to you. And you were experimented on, like, heavily. And then later on, you literally find shit in your body. Like...
we're getting to it.
That's terrifying. Like, think about it, Bessie. That's terrifying.
So eventually they end up to, Jamie's, aunt's place and whatnot. It's like a really nice place.
They're in New York.
Yes.
Thank you for mentioning that. Oh, you skipped over something too. They took a train from D.C. to New York to get there faster than stealing cars every couple, you know? And then on the train, Mara accidentally grabs Noah's bag and not her own, and she kind of goes through it a little bit to, like, change and stuff. And then she finds Noah's, razor. He uses, what's it called? What are the words, bestie? Straight razor. That type, like an actual razor to shave. And then she sat there for a minute, and then she thought about it. And then she thought about it some more, and, like, then she cuts her stomach. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, so basically there's, like, a whole thing where she, there's, like, a thing where her reflection is telling her that she has to cut it out and whatnot.
Yep.
So she goes to cut it out with the scalpel, and then Jamie and Stella come in, and there's, like, something to do with, like, a knock, or, I don't know, there's, like, a bag that has, like, a note that says, like, believe her, and a bunch of supplies. It's assumed that, also, there's, like, all this stuff with India happening at the same time. It's so confusing.
Yep.
But there's a guy who, like, can see the future in those India pastimes, and I will talk about those in a bit. But, it's basically heavily hinted that he was the one to bring that, and he was also the priest guy. And she keeps on seeing Mr. Priest guy around.
My question is, how is this bitch still alive?
Yeah.
How old is this man?
It's kind of hinted that with the genetics that they can live kind of forever until like they kill themselves type thing.
I know, but it's still like, it's hard to wrap my head around just a little bit because it's really freaky if you really think about it.
Yeah. So they cut it out. They actually find something in her. They take it out.
I feel like it should be mentioned. You said you're going to go into the India flashbacks later. As this is happening, we have flashbacks to Mara's grandmother, who got engaged and married, and then she wakes up in the middle of the night and her husband's dead. And then she has to escape with the priest dude. And that's what's happening, like, spliced in between these chapters of Mara.
Yeah.
Being cut open and, like, them digging through her, and yeah.
Yeah. So, what was it they cut out? I don't remember. It's been a whole bunch.
There's two little capsules a little bit bigger than grains of rice. They're kind of clear, kind of not. One had like a coppery and white thingy in there. The other one was more red or something. I don't know. There are two different things for sure. They're like a little bit bigger than grains of rice though. That's what she said. They're like, they didn't believe her and stuff, and then she started digging around, and they're like, oh my gosh, she's digging around, blah 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 blah. And then they started digging around, and they're like, oh shit, there's actually shit inside of her.
Yeah. And then they're like really suspicious about how like there was this bag with all this with like all these surgeries and whatnot. I'm going to go into the India stuff now because the next part is where we get like a bunch of information, and whatnot. Because after this is when they start following the trail of Dr. Kells and like whoever was paying her and paying for all this stuff. They decide to follow the money trail. So throughout this book, there's like flashbacks to India. Basically, she is remembering her grandmother's past, which is why Noah had the theory about the genetic history stuff, right?
Yeah, but Noah doesn't believe in the genetic memory stuff, and she does. That's why, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So she basically throughout the second and third book, what basically happens in these flashbacks is that as a child, her grandmother is found in like a waterfall as a by some white guys.
Of course.
And
who else would it be?
And then one of them buys her.
Yeah.
You can see where the racism comes in. And take her to find like there's like a whole thing where like the guy who paid for her is like kind of sick, whatnot, and pays for other people to care for her. And there's another guy who is the priest guy, right? I never remember his name, but I call him Priest Guy. Priest Guy is the guy who...
Well, okay, to Mara's grandmother, he was just her teacher. To everybody else, I don't know who he was. And to Mara, he was,
Priest Guy.
able to look at me, I think.
So, Priest Guy, is the guy that is the in-between between the person who bought her and, the people who are paid to care for her. So there's a family, it's a father and daughter who care for her. The daughter kind of, like, becomes a sister to Mara, grandmother Mara, and makes her the doll, and Mara is able to tell it's the same doll because when she makes it, she, accidentally pricks her finger and gets blood on it, and the blood is still there.
Also, this is where we learn that Mara's grandmother named the doll Mara, and then after the thing that went down with, her grandmother's husband, that's when she adopted the name Mara as well. And then what happens to Mara happens to Mara. And then Mara adopted the name Mara.
Yep. So, also there's, like, a whole thing where, like, she, while, like, talking to Priest Guy, Mr. Father Figure, he tells her, like, go check out the docks. And it's, like, the first time she's been in civilization, it's hinted at. So she's checking out the docks, and she sees a ship full of, caged animals, and, there's, like, all these people, like, throwing rocks at, like, tigers and whatnot, and she feels really bad. So she breaks them out with her mind, and then the tiger straight up eats kids.
Yep.
Who are throwing rocks at it. An icon, really. So basically he takes her to his village. It's a thing where, like, they occasionally have to move around because, they have weird abilities, and whatnot. It's never known what the sister or the father figure have. for abilities, but they also have abilities, and that's why they're the ones caring for her. They have to travel around, whatnot, and when she comes to a certain age, she will be taken to the guy who bought her, because it is believed her ability is more important and whatnot.
Well,
and then
they don't agree afterwards. Let's just say that.
Yeah. They want her ability for themselves. It kind of low-key gave me like the fact that like they were gonna try to breed her to get the desired ability type thing, kind of like dog breeds and whatnot. Fun times.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. There's so much fucked up shit in these books.
Honestly, so the villagers end up killing the father, and then later the sister. My dog is home. I hear her. Oh my god.
A Bella dog?
Yeah, I know, right?
Can I see?
No, she's not up here.
Wow, I thought she was coming up. Why would you
No.
say that if she was coming up there?
I just heard her shaking. I can hear her from a mile away. It's a magical ability. Bella!
No, I have that ability. I have that ability too. Don't worry.
It's called motherhood. So, yeah, that's a thing that happens. So eventually, because both sister and father die, she goes to priest guy, who, takes...
Also, she killed everybody who killed her sister, which...
Yeah.
So real.
Valid. And there's like a whole thing where like they would have buried her in like a shallow grave because she is nothing and whatnot, so she lets them just like out to be eaten by the animals and whatnot.
But the animals wouldn't even eat them because... And the fly stayed away from them because they knew there was something wrong with the bodies.
Yeah. So she goes, like, completely dirty and whatnot. The only possession she has is this doll, to Priest Guy. Priest Guy is like, okay, I'm gonna pay for you to get cleaned up, and you can take care of yourself. It's hinted that she's, like, supposed to know why she's there, but she doesn't, but he, like, believes that she does. She doesn't talk at all at this point. And then eventually, the wife of the man who bought her, the man has died, and the wife takes her in and basically raises her as her daughter because she like only had sons, and she's like, I always want a daughter. So she basically starts taking care of her like she's her daughter, making her into a lady and being like, I can get you like a nice marriage and you can be a proper lady. And so then she marries this guy, and their first night together, she wakes up to him being dead. Right. At this point,
The question I have, though, is did she kill him?
I think so.
And why did that happen?
I think it's, like, similar to, like, when Mara, like, kissed, Noah. Like, he died.
Yes.
Type thing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because Mara has the same exact abilities as her. So, that
You
happened.
good, bestie?
Yes. Throughout the time that she's living with this lady, Priest Guy is coming in as like a tutor type thing for her, as a cover. And he's like, don't ever get married. And then she gets married, and then he comes literally the night she kills her husband. And he's like, okay, let's go. And she's like, what the fuck? So he takes her away, and trains her and whatnot. Eventually she decides to tap that because she wants a child. And because he has.
Is that how that happens? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Are you trying to tell me that the priest is Mara's grandpa?
Yeah.
Why did I not understand that? Why did that not connect in my brain? Oh, that's kind of gross, though. What the fuck? God, why is everyone in this book gross and despicable or useless?
So yeah, eventually, so he's like, there's something I'm going to need your help with in the future, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, cool, whatever, and taps that. Also, the name of the family who, like, bought her, their last name? Shaw.
Yes, because that's Noah's family, but also the boys' names, because the lady had 2 sons, are Elliot and Simon, and those are Noah's middle names. I picked that up. I picked that up when I was doing it, when I was rereading that part. I was like, oh my fucking god. I don't know why that never clicked before. I think I'm more, like, coherent this time, because usually I'm hyped up on, like, emotions when I read these books, but this time it's been a while since I read Evolution, so I'm, like, actually absorbing more of the information. so it makes more sense to me, but also I'm speaking to you about it. I've never really got to speak about it to anyone, so it, like, makes me understand everything more.
Yeah.
Which is why I love doing the podcast.
So, yeah, he has magical abilities, so by her being with him, he won't die, so, she taps that, so she can have a daughter. She goes off, and then, like, 18 years later, he shows up, and he's all like, hey, hi, what's up? I need your help with that thing I told you I needed your help with. And she's like, okay, whatever. And so then, she goes and, helps him, by basically getting Noah's mother, meeting her in college, quote unquote, getting her to meet Noah's father, making them tap that, like, get married, tap that, make it so that, like, Noah's mother gets pregnant. And both her and Priest Guy know that Noah's mother will die if she gives birth to Noah. Eventually. But they go through it, and grandmother Mara, feels really bad about this, but she goes through with it. She's the one that delivers, Noah and all this stuff. Priest Guy, it's a really difficult pregnancy.
That's fucking crazy if you think about it, though.
And Priest Guy's like, it will happen no matter what. And he's like, get your ass over here and deliver this fucking child. So he does, and that's how Noah was born. There's like,
that's crazy. Like, that's actually insane. Michelle Hodgkins is actually fucking insane. Like, it's like crazy to, like, fathom the fact this came out of someone's fucking brain. Like, it's insane that people can do shit like this. Like,
yeah.
And you could too if you would actually fucking do the thing, bitch.
No. So it's heavily hinted that Noah's mother knew that he would have some kind of abilities and be really important in the future and whatnot. So that happens. Basically.
Pause.
Mhm.
Hear me out. Another thing I love about Mara Dyer is how interconnected and how precise everything is, and I love that in books. Like, I eat that shit up. Like, it's so interconnected and so precise and so well thought out, and I just, oh my god! Ah! I feel like a nerd!
So, grandmother Mara, the whole entire reason she went through with this, despite the fact that she didn't want Noah's mother to die, because she, like, actually likes her and whatnot, is because, Mr. Priest Guy tells her that the baby, Noah, when he grows up, will be the one to kill the Maras and end their curse, that she views as a curse.
Stop.
And that's why she goes through it.
Stop! I can't do this anymore.
It really makes you think how much of what happens in this book he actually knows. Cause, like, my dude.
I feel like he learns a lot when he's gone away from them.
Mhm.
When they're traveling from Florida to New York, I feel like he gets a lot more information, and I imagine he gives it to Mara eventually. It just not right at that second because he knows for a fact she would not be able to handle it, and you know, neither can I, bitch.
So yeah, basically, eventually, young Mara is bored, and she is at this point worried about her and her family and all this stuff, so she kills herself in a car accident to try and protect and reverse everything that happened and what she did.
Literally 3 days after Mara was born. Like,
yep.
That's, oh my god.
And that's all the India stuff. It's not even India for most of it, but that's all the stuff.
It's India then London, okay?
Yeah.
Noah is fucking British, we get it.
So,
why is he British? Like, I understand, but, like, at the same time.
Because London Boy by Taylor Swift.
You're so right! Do you think they went to London one day together?
Maybe.
Stop, because they probably did. Stop it. Stop it. I'm gonna bash my head against the wall.
So, yeah, it's heavily hinted.
Listen, in my head, they stay together forever and ever and ever.
So it's heavily hinted, since, like, at this point...
I feel like they wouldn't have kids, though.
True. They know, that at this point, because of all the stuff with, Mara's grandmother, like, she's having these visions all the way through most of this book, right? That, it is genetic, but, like, how come Mara's mother never had it? And it's because, they have to go through something in their childhood, traumatic, assumably, to cause the abilities to awaken, especially in Mara's case.
The idea that her mother never went through anything traumatic
I know, right?
How could you be so lucky?
I know, right? So it's also heavily hinted that the whole entire Jude assaulting her in the asylum and everything was
Yes.
planned by Dr. Kells to
Yes.
awaken Mara. I gotta, like, she deserved to die a much more gruesome way. Like,
That's why Mara slit her fucking throat instead of giving her the lethal injection.
yeah, so that's the thing we're learning throughout this book. So back to the actual book. So they follow.
It was the actual book. Yep.
Following the money trail, they get to this guy who apparently has like this random phone call pickup thing, which again is really complicated. But basically, they see in a photo in his office a picture of him with Dr. Priest. Or Mr. Priest. I don't know why I called him Doctor. Mr. Priest.
He probably is a fucking doctor at this point. Jesus Christ. That man, oh my god, I hate him.
And then they find the address to basically an underground warehouse place.
Sorry,
I'm
still trying to wrap my head around the fact that that's Mara's fucking grandpa.
So they go to this warehouse, like, area, and they enter, and they hear things, and they turn on the
That's
light.
weird as fuck. I'm sorry.
And Daniel is there. Because Daniel has been trying to figure out all the information
Fucking
about
Daniel.
where Mara went, because he's like, this is really suspicious. Like, they won't let us talk to Mara. That's a little weird. So he's gone, under the guise of going to interview for colleges to try to figure out
Why is
who these
Daniel
people
actually
are.
smart?
I don't know.
Compared to his fucking lawyer of a dad and psychologist of a mother, he's smarter than these people. I should be scared for the people that her parents work with.
Honestly. So at this point, they tell Daniel about everything, and he realizes, oh shit, they're telling the truth. Mara's been right this whole time. She's probably been at least slightly crazy with all this trauma, but, like, she's never been as crazy as we thought she was, and we literally handed her over to the people who were abusing her. Cool! And they find a bunch of paperwork and recordings. The recordings are Dr. Kells, and basically she could not have children. And so she decided to, she found the genetic anomaly in kids, and so she would adopt 2 of them at a time. Yes?
Do you think if Dr. Kells had kids, that any of this would have still happened?
No.
Exactly. So fuck whoever let Dr. Kells not be able to have kids. Mara did not deserve this trauma, but I guess she got Noah's or whatever.
So, basically, she adopts 2 kids, that have the genetic anomaly, and they always end up dying. And there's, like, dozens of these kids through years. Until eventually she adopts...
How is she still being able, like, why are they still letting her adopt kids for real?
I assume money? Being as who's paying for it. So eventually she adopts Claire and Jude. Claire's ability never awoken, but Jude's did. And it got to the point where she wasn't able to control him anymore.
No, she, like, found these things, right? She found these anomaly in these genes, and then she tried to make them happen herself. Like, it's on Jude's information, it says artificially induced.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for that... So, wait, okay, if the trauma is what gives them their powers, what the fuck did she do to Jude?
Yeah.
I just thought about that. What the fuck did she do to Jude that traumatized him so bad that his powers started to work?
Yeah, it's, no.
That's even worse! Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Poor Jude, low-key. Like, I never thought I would say those words.
Oh my god, besties. Bestie. The third Things We Never Got Over book comes out this month, or in September.
Yeah, I know. I still have to read the second one.
Me too.
You want to read it next month?
No. I don't got time for that.
But you have time to read Maradona, right?
Yeah. So
exactly.
They learn a bunch of stuff. Basically they take Daniel back to the apartment house that they've been staying at. That's Jamie's aunt's. I don't exactly remember how they eventually get to the point. Oh, I remember. So they're getting on a train. There's also like a bunch of stuff where there's like some guys beating up and peeing on a homeless woman.
Yeah.
And Jamie and Stella are like really angry, but Mara's like straight up killing the two guys. And Stella's like, I can't do this with you anymore, and ends up leaving eventually after this. And Jamie.
I hate Stella in this moment because Mara has never hurt somebody who hadn't done or hurt other people before or done bad things before.
Yeah. So Stella goes off on her own after this. Jamie.
Because in that moment, Mara is doing less damage than those people would be doing throughout the rest of their lives.
Yes. Jamie eventually gets them to like stop with his abilities and stuff. Mara, I don't know. It's like this whole thing. So they take care of the woman and whatnot. They return to the place.
Do you think Stella is a little bit like not jealous per se, but like feels the type of way because all she does is hear everybody's thoughts, but they can actually do shit, and it's quote unquote useful for their situations? Do you think she feels the type of way about that?
I don't know. Stella wasn't really enough of a character for me to get any type of vibe from her, other than she's real annoying at this point.
Yeah.
So they return, and Danny's like, "Hey, what happened?" And they're like, she's like, ask his sister, like, very standout. She eventually just leaves. Jamie was also gonna leave, but he decides to stay, because he understands why. Daniel's like, I'm a little freaked out about that, and she's like, listen, I only kill bad people.
It's true!
Invalid! So they're on the train again, and some lady in the car next to her gets a text for Mara saying, something about, getting off the train, and leaving everyone else behind. And then, like, the train shuts down, and,
this part is actually crazy, the first time you read it, or just when you read it.
Yeah. And so, she eventually agrees, she gets off the train, Jamie and Daniel try to follow her, as she's trying to go, and she's knocked out, and she wakes up, strapped to a table, and there is Jude, and a man she does not know, but will very quickly learn, Noah's father.
I don't remember his name, but that motherfucker.
Yeah.
That fucking motherfucker.
Yeah.
For real. Like, that son of a bitch. Like.
Yeah. So.
Also the way he, like, obviously emotionally neglected his fucking son.
Yeah. So, basically at this point, he has.
On top of everything else that motherfucker has done, like.
Yeah. At this point, he has Jude controlled, where he, can have Jude do whatever he wants. Which includes, kill Mara, basically. And if he doesn't do it, or, like, something where if, like, Mara doesn't die, then, they have her brother and Jamie locked up in a separate portion of the same building that they have on, like, on screen, that she can see, and they will kill them, and they're, like, gonna poison them, and they will only give the antidote.
Honestly, now that I'm...
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're saying that, and, how I watched Saw a few years ago, maybe last year, I don't fucking know when I watched it, it's low-key giving Saw.
Yeah, it kind of is. So, basically, the, only way, that they'll give them the antidote is if Noah kills her. Noah is there, completely mind up. It's hinted that, like, his father gave him the same drug that they give Mara to, like, make her mind numb.
The way it's implied, that just tactically, if you think about it, Noah's father kidnapped his own son, because obviously Noah would not want to do that.
Yeah.
So
eventually Mara kisses Noah, and Noah comes back into himself, and he's like, "No, I love you, baby. I can't kill you." And
I love how it's a kiss. They kiss, and Noah's like, "Oh damn, but never mind. I know what's going on."
Yeah, and his father's like, "You have to kill her. She's a bad person. She killed this random guy in Miami, and like he has like a whole
He was abusing his
children.
dog. Oh, I don't know. That is now
like,
your dog that lives in our house.
I know, right?
Like, be so serious.
Yeah, no, he's like, she killed this random guy in Miami who has like children and all this stuff, and she doesn't even like try to explain that like this man straight up tried to R-word both her and Stella. No, Noah instantly went, she has a reason.
Yeah, he knows, like he's still wrong for that. Wait a moment. Okay, Mr. Ernest had a gun. Mara's life could have technically been in danger. Do you think Noah saw what happened in the bathroom?
I don't know, because she had a lot of control. I think at that point she still had a lot of the drugs in her system, so she was still partially numb to a lot of stuff, so I don't know, because I think it's more of an emotional response.
I don't know, but the idea that maybe he did, I can't. There's always a potential, because we don't know. We haven't read the other fucking books.
I really got to. It's just the third one.
I literally own the first one.
I hate you. I don't own any.
I own all of them. I own the first. Well, I'm gonna buy them for you. You already know this.
Yes, I do.
They're on the wish list. Wait till Christmas.
Okay. I'm trying to find my heart ring so I can flip you off with a heart. Because it fits on my middle finger.
I can flip Rose off with roses. My one ring has roses on it. Oh, it has flowers. I don't know if they're roses. Whatever. Hold on, let me look. No, they're roses. I love how I have to look at my own rings that I never take off my body. Be like, are these roses?
So, yeah, basically, it's a lot of back and forth of her being like, hey, kill me. I don't really fucking matter. And the
I have to read this later.
And, yeah, I know, right? And, like, I prefer it if my brother survived, like, and Jamie doesn't deserve this, like, please. And he's like, I can't do that to you. Like, I love you too much.
Stop it.
Yeah. Also, at this point, is it this point? I don't remember what I was going to say. But basically, it's a lot of back and forth where she's all like, please, you have to kill me, and he's like, no, I can't do it, and his dad's like, you have to do it, she's a curse. Oh, I remember, it's also heavily mentioned that he wishes Noah was never born, because he recognizes that if Noah wasn't born, then his wife would still be alive, and she was the only person he ever loved.
You know, there's a list of people, there's quite literally a list of people characters who existed in Mara Dyer, who I think should kill themselves.
I know, right? So
he's on the list. I forget his fucking name, but Noah's dad is on the list.
Mr.
For sure.
On the list. So basically, it gets to the point.
It's a pretty long list at this point in this books.
Yeah. So it gets to the point where Noah takes the gun and points it at himself, and his dad's like laughing at him, like, you couldn't, because you are too selfish and stuff like this.
This sounds serious.
I know, right?
You're gonna look me in the fucking eyes, Mr. Shaw, when you don't even know your own child, and tell me that Noah wouldn't fucking kill himself?
For
no,
Mara dying?
You're wrong. Even if it wasn't for Mara, he would still fucking kill himself. That man, oh my god, like, oh, I did. Go crazy.
So yeah, no, that happens. And eventually gets to the point where Mara gets him to kill her. I think this is when we get the last of the flashbacks of Mara's grandmother. And then suddenly,
I'm just nodding along because I've officially left my body.
Like, it's a very emotional scene where he's like holding her, very depressed, and he like wants to kill his father. I think Jude.
Sorry.
I don't know if Jude straight up kills Noah's father or what. I don't remember.
Sorry, I have to stop and think every once in a while about the fact that, imagine Noah and his dad being British during all this.
So, like,
I have to laugh.
He's holding her and whatnot. And then, basically, Mara wakes up, and, in her waking up, it's, like, hinted that, like, she has the same abilities as Jude, kind of, where she, or maybe I don't know. Basically, she wakes up, she's no longer dead. Jude killed Noah.
Hold on. If it's implied, sorry if the audio sounds too funny, I had to open and close the door, it's getting hot. If it's implied that Mara has her normal powers, but also maybe has powers Like Jude?
I think possibly they gave some of the drugs they gave her happened to
She has
be the same
multiple
ones.
powers, therefore she is more valuable
Uh-huh.
and more power. Oh my god.
So, yeah, basically what happens is Jude ends up killing Noah. She freaks the fuck out. Jude does it because
Rightfully so!
Jude does it because he wants her to kill him. He's like, it's very, Smeagol from
Hold
Lord of
on!
the Rings.
He wouldn't have to kill fucking Noah for her to do that, you stupid bitch!
I know, right? But it's very, Smeagol from Lord of the Rings, where there's, like, Smeagol, and then there's Gollum. And there's, like, the one side that's like, hey, kill me, please, I don't want to be like this anymore. And then there's the other side who's, like, super diabolical and just straight up will end the universe if he has to. He does not care. To get whatever he wants.
Why is that so mean?
So eventually, she straight up kills this bitch. Finally. It took us 3 months, but we got it, and I straight up danced. It was, like, midnight, and I danced. I was so happy. Happy. Noah's laying there dead, but I'm dancing. And then the police show up.
Yeah.
And when the police show up, they initially arrest her, but eventually Jamie tells everyone, hey, actually, she's not the bad guy. Tells them what really happened.
You mean the police actually technically helped for once in their whole lives in these books?
I know, right? Also, when they were wheeling Noah's body away, she noticed something weird. So yeah, that happened. And she was like, I will literally give it all up for him to come back. Blah, 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 blah. And then...
No. You're right, she is like, I'll give it all up for him to come back. And you know what that reminded me of? Hold on. Give me a slight moment. Give me a moment. I gotta do some things. Wait, am I stupid? The answer is yes. It's going slowly. Hold on, I get it. I'm getting it. Hold on. Open, please.
I am holding on.
Please.
I will keep holding on.
It's not. Oh my god! I gotta go to Chrome. The bitch not working on the app.
Hey, fun fact: my phone battery is at 69%.
It cuts off, but you know, in the Legend of the Golden Raven, and Jack's all like, please don't take him, please don't. I give anything for that. Take my eyes, take my voice, take my hands, take it all. If the stars exist beyond the night, and there is a king who grants the wishes of kings, if hope is his hand that binds to the light, it cuts off after that. Just that thing, where, same thing. I don't have the Kindle up on this phone, it's on my other phone, but if I had my other phone in here, I would just pull it up on there so I could read the full quote, but, I cannot.
Yep.
Fuck Goodreads for cutting it off.
So
you get it. You get the idea.
Yeah. So at the police station, Jamie's aunt is apparently a lawyer. And so, or I think it's
that's convenient.
Someone who Jamie's related to is a lawyer. And gets basically with a combination of her and his abilities. They get Mara off, and whatnot, and basically, oh wait, look, Noah's alive!
Of course he is.
Yeah, so basically...
He has to be.
They have a whole conversation where, oh, I also forgot to mention when she got into his computer, thanks to his password being Mara Shaw, she finds a bunch of poetry he wrote about her.
Yep. Also, it's under, her initials, and her initials are MAD, which is funny.
Yep. So basically, she tells him everything that happened.
No! Hold on! Because her initials are MAD, and his are Ness, and when you put them together, it's madness.
Yes. Her last name is literally Dyer, and she straight up murders multiple people.
I mean, her first name also means bitter, or demon, so, you know.
Or goddess of death, yeah. So, like...
Yeah. I don't know what Noah means. I don't think his names have any special meanings.
It's a religious name, so.
I know that much, bestie. I don't think about it like that, though. Well, I mean, I imagine he is a religious experience. I don't know.
Well, you should know, because there's a whole entire chapter that's just a sex scene.
It's more than one chapter, technically, if you think about it, how it's broken up.
Yeah, it's broken up. The first time I read that, I was like, wow, it's only one page? And then I went, oh no, it's multiple pages. It's just broken up in their POVs in like one paragraph, and then next page is one paragraph, and then next page is another paragraph, and then the next page is another paragraph, and each one is just their POV switching back and forth. Yeah.
No, because nobody speak French to her doing that shit.
Yeah, so basically there's like a whole thing, eventually, they have a whole conversation outside where, he's all like, listen, she's all like, I have to leave you because, like, one, you're too good for me, and two, I am the curse of your life, and I will be your unbringing if I know anything about these, dreams that I'm having of my grandmother's life. Like, I will destroy you and all this stuff. Or we will destroy each other. And he's like, I don't fucking give a fuck. Do I get a voice in this? I want you. I only want you. There's no point in living without you. So, fuck you.
What if I do something so drastic? Ew.
And then she's like, what if I can't give you everything, as in have sex with him? And he's all like, well, that's fine, because I just want you. And whatnot. And I think this is the first time she initiates a kiss, between them, because she's been so scared the whole time. Yeah.
To just everybody as a whole. It is not that difficult! The bar is on the floor!
Yeah. So, basically, they kiss, she accepts that, like, it's his choice to choose her, and she tried to take that choice away from him, and all this stuff, and then, there's a whole entire chapter where they bang. He licks your lips. He eats a meal. If you know what I mean.
Stop it! Also, I need everyone to remember that Stella is still here, Jamie is still here, and her brother Daniel is also in this house.
Stella left.
Oh, whatever. Fucking Stella. Jamie and her brother are in this house.
Jamie makes jokes about it. There's like also a whole thing when there's like the pregnancy scare. He's all like, well, is it Noah's? And she's like, no, I never had sex with him. And he's like, Noah Shaw? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, hell yeah, finally. And Daniel's just super awkward the next morning about it. But yeah, basically the bang.
The way it's implied that they were just like going at it for hours and they were so loud or like whatever, I don't fucking know. Like, hello?
Like, hello? It was her first time. Can, like, they please take, like, 5-minute breather?
Absolutely not. It's Noah Shaw. Obviously not.
True. Yeah, so,
you know he was having a good time.
True. There's also, like, a bunch of stuff about, like, I don't know what I was gonna say. But anyways, basically,
It's the Mardai brain rot.
Yeah.
No Shaw brain rot, etc. occurring. It's okay.
Jamie, basically does this thing where he makes, all their parents believe that they, got early admissions into college and, like, early graduation, so they're all going to college up in the same area, to get away from everything, but also stay together, and Mara is writing down everything that happened, hinting from, like, the first one, where she's, like, her lawyer said that, like, she couldn't use her actual name because of stuff, and so she could, like, the whole point of it is so she could tell their story, and yes, people will believe it's fiction, but, like, at least people will know what happened to them, type of stuff, and what they did, and so...
And what if I do something so drastic?
And so, like, it's a hint of the beginning of the first book, where it's like, she wrote these books about her life, and all this stuff, it's all full circle. They end up happily ever after. Literally the last chapter, basically, is them banging, and then it's like, epilogue, they're happy, book writing, the end!
Yeah.
And honestly, the biggest disappointment out of all these books is that, we never got it, I told you so, to her mother. Like, no one found Jude's body and told her mom that, hey, actually Jude was fucking alive, and you fucking gave your daughter over to her assaulter.
I feel like they figured that would, like, ruin her mother's life too much, so they're like, yeah.
No, her mother deserves it because the way her mother
You're right.
handed her over to her abuser, believing that her daughter was straight up just crazy and there's no way any of this stuff happened, and then like, oh, actually no, it was all happening, you fucking idiot. I have thoughts and opinions about that. If you wouldn't know. But yeah, that's the end of the book. It took us like 3.5 hours, but we did it. We did it.
Okay, but
There's many silences I can cut out. It's fine.
Okay, so I guess you can go ahead and write down your thoughts as a whole.
My thoughts as a whole are, fuck every adult.
Yeah.
And Jude. And in a lot of instances, Claire, because there's also a lot of hints of, like, Claire, purposely, putting distance between Rachel and Mara so that, Mara would have to blah, blah, blah. Also, like, she knew what Jude was doing
Have more
to
intense
Mara. Yeah.
It would make her have more intense emotions, which would help induce her manifestation.
It was also, like, a thing of, like, trying to get her to go to that asylum, and she, like, straight up at one point, Rachel was like, where's Mara? And, Claire's like, oh, I found them, they're totally just doing it. And Rachel's like, that's a little weird, and she's like, nah, it's fine. Like, hinting that she knew what Jude was doing, and it was all planned, and,
Because it was, by Dr. Kells.
yes. Anyways, the moral of the story is, Mara Dyer is my god, and, Noah Shaw is her god, and, she is also his god, and, honestly, they just both sim for each other so hard, and I love it, and also murder people together occasionally, and I love them for that. The end. I want a sequel where, it's like 10 years later, and they're both detectives now. Yeah. And, like, if someone gets off for a crime because of, random judicial stuff that happens, very similar to, like, the last 2 seasons of, like, Dexter, where, like, his sister knows, and, like, she lets him kill people because, like, people aren't, being put through the system because of random, like, stuff that happens, due to the, justice system and whatnot. Very similar to that, but instead, Mar just kills him. That's what I want. I want a Mara Dyer Dexter crossover.
Festy, please.
At least I didn't mention Hannibal. Like, if you want, I can also throw Hannibal.
Stop it!
There.
You already did a looky-look in this bitch. Stop it!
I'm just saying. They'd probably get along.
Hush! No!
Will
Absolutely not!
Will does kill quite a few serial killers in this series, and...
Okay, I will lean into the fact that there's something about Mara Dyer that feels fruity, and that Hannibal is, undeniably fruity.
Listen, you cannot deny that Will Graham is fucking bisexual, okay? And there's also, like, one other confirmed bisexual and one other confirmed lesbian, and... Hannibal Lecter
Okay,
is just
but
out here
do you
fucking
get the fruity vibes? Or am I just insane?
No, you're not insane. I get the fruity vibes too. I don't know. I think it's woman empowerment, woman wrongs, supporting woman wrongs, type thing. Like that vibe. I don't know why. Also, just like the fuck men type vibe.
I don't know.
Fuck
There's
every man that
just something-
isn't Jamie and Noah type vibe. You know?
Yeah. And Joseph, he didn't do a thing. He's just a kid. He's just a little guy.
Years old, just living his life. You got your thoughts. Your thoughts are gonna take so long.
Obviously it's perfect, and I had a lot of realizations to here because I could understand the majority of it on my own. There's still things that I needed to be explained to me because you can't fully understand something unless you. Yeah. You have to discuss things to understand things, and that's why I love the podcast. Thank you. The fucking everything about this trilogy is so perfect and personal to me, and I knew it would be from the moment I first heard about it, and I just knew I wanted to read it exactly like with The Wicker King. I knew that it would be for me the same way I knew The Wicker King would be for me, and I was right. I know what I like, and I know what I'll relate to, and I know what I enjoy.
Imagine. I could never.
Also, the covers, fucking beautiful. Like, what the fuck? They're perfect. Hello?
My edited version of the third one is better.
Shut up. And the way the first one is black and then blue, and the second one's blue, and then the third one is like a lighter green color, and just it's perfect. Like, I mean, it's perfect. I will take no criticisms on these books. I don't give a shit. I don't know. I feel like everybody understands me now better as a person. I don't know. I also feel like Mara would listen to War by Sleep Token. I don't know. Maybe she would, you know? I feel like she would listen to it and, like, not know why she liked it. And then Noah would hear and be like, why are you listening to that? Are you okay? I don't know.
My closing out argument is that Mara Dyer for president.
I can see the vision.
You know.
No, because her and Jamie have a joking conversation about becoming president, about Mara becoming president, and she's like, I don't want to be president. Jamie's like, I would want to be all that power.
She gets shit done when it needs to be done. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Anyways, this series great.
You're welcome.
I have.
You're welcome.
If you want to watch a 25-minute video about this, I have a vlog.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Don't forget, we have next week a really funny book that I'm gonna hate reading, but I'm gonna love talking about.
Also, it's my birthday in September. Wish you a happy birthday. My birthday's on the 7th. I'm turning 20. Disgusting, I know.
Ooh, fucking old hoe.
Bitch, you're gonna be 25 next year.
Yes, and?
At least I won't be in my mid-20s next year.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm getting close. Listen, I always thought I was Elizabeth Bennet, but I'm becoming Charlotte, and I don't know how I feel about that. And I recognize the reference.
I'm gonna be that 34-year-old guy. He was on a TV show or something. That 34-year-old guy who married his he's fucking not teenage. What the fuck? Hello, his imaginary friend. That's gonna be me at 34. So.
I love that for you. No, I was making a Pride and Prejudice reference.
Yes, I know, and I was ignoring it.
Okay, cool. I can't wait till I show you that movie for February.
I don't know.
You love me.
I do, just a little bit. Just a little bit, you know.
And it's like,
I also love Mara Dyer.
I'm gonna watch all of Heartstopper season 2 with you, so like.
If I said I love Mara Dyer more than I love you, how would you feel?
I would accept it, but I wouldn't feel great about it.
I don't know if that's true, so just do what you will.
Okay. I don't know what else to say.
Would I save Mara Dyer from a burning building?
Yes.
100%. Would I save you from a burning building? With difficulty.
Probably, yeah. I'd probably.
I mean, you are a stick.
I would probably be making Game of Thrones references the whole time. Let's be real.
I would just be carrying you like a firefighter out of a burning building, and you'd just be like yelling about shit. And if you didn't make a Wicker King reference, I would literally leave you in the building.
So, I'm imagining you carrying me like Shrek carries Fiona in the first Shrek film when they're walking, right? And I'm just making a lot of Targaryen jokes, and I'll throw in a Wicker King just for you, but mostly...
Because otherwise I would leave you in the building, yes. In this hypothetical situation where you couldn't walk out of this burning building.
Bitch, you think I could walk now without a building on fire? No. I'm running into doorways all the time.
Listen, I would have Mara Dyer under one arm, the Wicker King under the other, and you in the middle, okay?
The other day, opened the door onto my shoulder. So, I don't think I should...
Or maybe I'll just dump all the books on top of you, and we'll see. You carry all the books.
Yeah, I'll hold the books, you carry them.
I carry you, you hold the books, we run, we go, we got it, we're good. What the fuck are we talking about?
Quick question, what are we gonna do about the dogs and the cat?
Fuck if I know. The cat will go in my shirt. Maybe he'll run away. She'll come back though.
Okay.
Your dog, I don't know.
Bella's a bit.
Is Bella here?
I don't know. I don't know where Bella is.
I feel like Bella would follow us out. Bella seems like she'd be smart when it counts.
I am 100% keeping all this in.
Yes, it's very useful information, especially considering I'm considering this my birthday episode. Yes.
You know, since it's coming out almost a whole entire week before your birthday.
I'm not considering the Jittica fucking Snow to be my birthday episode, you bitch!
So yes, thank you for coming to this episode. I don't remember how to close this shit off.
I love you if you listen to all this. I love you if you listen to part of this.
Our links are
I
below.
love you if you love my dyer.
One of us
My dyer, I love you. Michelle Hudson, thank you for writing my dyer. I love you, thank you.
One of us is posting on TikTok
Rose, I love
now.
you too, don't worry.
One of us is posting on TikTok now, and streams on Twitch, and doesn't sleep. That's me. I'm the person who's doing weird shit all the time. But yes, both our links are below, including the podcast Instagram.
Also, my wish list, you could buy me a book for my birthday. Just saying. Just saying.
There's no Maratire on it, but...
Cause I own that bitch in hardcover!
Someone has gone crazy. I gotta stop this recording.
I'm in the closet, okay? Yeah, I've gone crazy.
I believe you. Okay, until the next episode, I guess.